Hello, everybody. Hello. Welcome to another edition of AKT Celebrity Reads. I'm your host, Alexis K. Tyler. I know we're running a little late, and I've been working all week and all day trying to get these readings done. And let me see, make sure that's open. My beautiful candles. Okay. Yeah, I've been working and doing so much. Actually, I was up. I've been doing readings all weekend. And I went to sleep, I guess, about 6 this morning because I was working on Nipsey's reading with my father and some more beautiful people that came in. I've had a good time with Biggie. I got my Coca-Cola right here now in my glass. And he wanted a cheeseburger with cheese. He likes them sloppy like I love them sloppy. Cheeseburger with lettuce, tomatoes, pickles, onions, mayonnaise, ketchup. That's right, neighbor. Hood in this bitch. Oh, God. Oh, hood in this bitch. California live in this motherfucker. And I wanted to, hold on, let me do libations to them. There's so many beautiful people in here. The house is full, so I put the picture up. You all can see it. Where Nipsey's I had Nipsey's plate the other day, but then today I gave Biggie a plate, and I promised him because he said he wanted some hamburger and fries, and he wanted a Coca-Cola, and he wanted some brown liquor. I said, well, shit, let's put him get a rum Coke. So I gave him rum Coke, and I'm just celebrating me something. Now, I haven't had Coca-Cola in years, Coca-Cola, but I enjoyed myself eating with him. I had to stop because I almost ate all his food because I had not had I usually don't eat burgers, but I wanted one this time. That's right on Hood. That's Biggie is so sweet. We've been hanging out. He's a real gentleman. He's a sweet man. Okay, so I'm going to do, let me drink something. Jackie Wilson. Ashay. Nipsey Hussle. Ashay. Biggie. Christopher Wallace. Ashay. Oh, hold on. Who else we got in here? Prince. Ashay. Michael Jackson. Ashay. I'm telling you, I got a house full. I'm going to try not to stay too long. They have been off the chain. Some of the stuff I don't want to say. But I'm going to honor them. And I'm going to say it. I probably won't say all of it tonight. I don't know when I'm going to come back and do it. I got my Coke and rum. Oh, that's good. Before I get started, this wonderful lady, she made these masks for me and Nipsey. I put her Instagram link on my page. You see that? She made it for me and him. And I had to go out the other day, and I was so scared to go out because I'm recovering and, building up my immune system. And her masks are really nice, and the way they're fitted. I'll try to show you one. I like the way they cover your face. It was really hard to get used to, but the way she made them, they cover the face without making you feel uncomfortable. It goes down. Like the way you see this shape, it goes down on the chin. It's really nice. They cover the whole face and go down under there. And I wasn't gasping for air because it's got a little crease, a little cup that goes under the chin. So I'm going to show them to you and then shout her out again because she made these beautiful masks for me and Nipsey. So when she put the Queen drip, let me show that's King Nip right there. Let's see if you can see. King Nip. And oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, it's AKT drip. Isn't that pretty? Thank you for your donation. So pretty. I didn't feel like standing up. I'm so tired, but I don't know if you can see my, I got a jumper on. I cannot believe the time passes so fast. The year is almost over. I can't believe I have a birthday coming up. So I was like, I got to go somewhere. I guess somebody take me out to go outside so I can do video and model my jumpsuits. But I had one lady tell me, she told me, I love it when you get them wear the jumpsuits and they have ice all over. You see you have an iced out coochie. So, okay, I got an iced out coochie tonight. Want to see that? Yeah. I'm trying. I'm tired, so I try not to show everything. Okay. Oh boy, y'all. I've been trying not to show everything because I'm still getting, I'm still getting my shape and stuff together. But, so I'm trying not to show y'all my icy coochie. Okay, that's it. I'm no more icy coochie. I'm not gonna. So, so icy, you know what I'm saying? Okay, notice past few times I did stand up because I'm like, I'm not trying to show it. And then, some people ask me to show it, and then other people get mad at me when I show it. Yes, a bedazzled coochie. Alexis K. Tyler vagina power in this beach. You know what I'm saying? We get in the winter time, so it's cold in here. Okay, I'm gonna stop. Stop it. I guess Biggie got me on this goddamn rum and coke and shit. I'm not a drinker, so I'm gonna get a little bit. So cold, so icy. Okay. I love Gucci. Okay. Let me try to start because, oh boy, like I said, some of this stuff I don't want to go into. So I'm going to skim over some of it. And I don't know if this is true. Thank you for the hearts. I love the hearts. And probably not this time because I'm starting a little bit late. I'm getting all the spiritual kits together. My business partner is mailing my stuff because, I don't drive and I'm basically up all night a lot of times, so tired. I don't mail out everything and she has to ship it for me. So she's probably going to be shipping the things later in the week. So I've got some kits together and I gave them to her like a couple of days ago. And so some of the older kits, I'm trying to like ship out the older stuff first because these people have waited the longest. I'm working on some more now, and I got some new products I've been working on. I've been trying, because as you know, I try everything first. So I've been working on a new anti-aging cream. It has retinol and all this good stuff in it. And I have a new soap that lightens the body if you're uneven. And you know what? This has got surgical scars, stretch marks, like tomboy wounds, scars and stuff, uneven skin, or tan. You want to get rid of the tan and peel it down because it's getting winter time now. So, and you get your mitts to scrub the body, exfoliate the body, and then you put the soap. You can use the soap like 3 times a day. You want to put it on and let it sit on for a couple of minutes. I let it sit on longer. And then you can rinse it and then put it on. Put your lightening cream, whether it's a natural, completely natural, which they work slower, like kojic acid or something. But if you put a little hydroquinone, glycolic acid, or salicylic acid in it, it works better. So what I've been doing, it's like you can't always tell because my lights, the lights are not really good in here. So what I've been doing, because I get really uneven, so I can't suntan anymore like I used to. So I had to balance my hormones. I had to stay out of the sun. I had to exfoliate as well as lift. And Nipsey taught me a lot and gave me a lot of products. He's constantly teaching me something. I have a new product, but I don't want to say anything. I have that's a couple new ones. The hair product, and I'm making the formula probably between tonight and tomorrow. If you've bleached your hair and it's gotten like broken, it separates the bonds because it has to separate the bonds to lift the melanin, not to give you the blonde color. If you don't want to wear a wig and you want to dye your whole hair, your real hair, and it's been damaged and it's breaking, I have a new conditioner. Thank you, Lenise. to repair the bonds in the hair. You can actually sleep in this conditioner and rinse it out, and that repairs hair. And if you relax and it's breaking off a little bit, it's like that's why I can't do relaxers. My hair is too soft and fine for that. And at one time I didn't like myself. I didn't like my hair. I wanted to be like everybody else. I wanted to get the straight relaxers and shit, and didn't appreciate what I have now. I'm just now later in life learning to appreciate my own hair and realize I don't need one. I can just do, really I don't blow dry anymore. I don't need it. I can just do like a roller set, but I don't do that much either. I learned to love what I was given, but if you relax and it might have been too strong, you have soft, fine, like wavy hair like me, and you've done those relaxing, it's damaged that hair, and that's right, neighborhood in this bitch. And this will also put the bonds back, because you separate the bonds to change the texture of the hair, the sulfur bonds, to get a straighter, relaxed hair, and many times it's too much. You can sleep in this, get up, rinse it out, and then I have a leave-in. It makes the hair very soft and very smooth, and I have a new oil that'll give you shine, and also it is a protector so that you can heat your hair and curl it. It protects up to 400 degrees. There's 400 degrees in this bitch. It's icy and it's hot in this motherfucker at the same goddamn time. So I'm going to give these to her, and she's willing to model them just like she did before. I've been working on those, and the soap I have, you wash your body. I have another one for the face, because this one's too strong for the face. It makes you dry, it makes you peel. So you might need to put like a shea butter or Vaseline or something on top, because it will dry the skin as it's peeling and lifting. Wigs actually look very good for the hair, especially if you're doing braids, you're doing sew-ins. You're wearing a lace front with hair braided and conditioner. You use my products on there. It'll actually help it soften and help it grow, because it's protective style. You're just probably not using the right product, so they might be pulling it too tight. I don't know how you're doing it, Nikki, but we can talk about it if you want to later. And what I do, because I do a lot of exfoliation to keep the skin even in the face and the neck and the ears and shit, all this even. I hate that when I see women with uneven necks, or they think they're doing something or bleaching it because the face is lighter than the neck. That doesn't mean they're bleaching. It means they're out in that sun and they're not putting a sunscreen on, and everything's, unfortunately, everything doesn't tan evenly when they're out in the sun, and they don't use a sunscreen. It also depends on your water intake. You want to drink a lot of water. You want to drink a lot of healthy live, eat a lot of healthy live food, or drink a lot of healthy live green drinks. You want to clean your bowels. You want to clean the blood, the liver, the kidneys, and sweat a lot, because those are the ways you excrete waste through the bladder, the bowel, the liver, the kidneys, the skin. So if you're eating a lot of junk food, women will tell me, oh, I want the body lightener, I have a scar here, I have stretch marks there. And I'm like, this is going to take a few years to do. You got to be committed to it and do it every day, and take a bath twice a day. Just taking a shower, it's not going to do it. That's why I never take showers. I soak and exfoliate the skin, because you want to move the dead skin. Also, the bleach can penetrate. And even if it's natural and it's acids, you want, and I use a lot of natural acids to keep the skin on top, exfoliated, to even it out, and then protect that skin, moisturize the skin, and detoxify the internal organs, and also balance your hormones. And well, if you have, I've had real bad dandruff, flaking, and crusting. It was like a cradle cap when I got very sick and I was poisoned, and my whole body swelled up, and I had the fungus, the bacterial and fungal infection that went all over my skin, and it made my hair come out because of all the crust, and I didn't know what it was, just like cradle cap. A year ago, Nipsey Hussle gave me a formula, and that's off. It peeled, and it itches, and it makes it peel down. And I also use the apple cider vinegar and hydrogen peroxide. I would do a rinse, a solution, but that wasn't quite getting and making it stop. And then I had to get rid of I was craving white flour, white sugar, a lot of junk, which is also a sign you have worms. I've only just been using this soap like a couple of days. I'm still not quite where I want to, but I'm already noticing that it's evening, because especially if I keep my hands in a lot of water. I don't like to wear gloves like I should wear gloves to make the products. I like to constantly washing up my fingernails, and constantly doing the products. So that can make them darker and even too. So I had to use, you want to detox your body, you want to detox your blood because the hair gets nutrients through the blood as well. But if the nutrients can't go into the scalp because you have fungal infections, bacterial infections, and it can't penetrate and it's blocking and suffocating the follicle, that's also going to have a problem with your hair growing, or the hair that you have is going to start coming out, not just on the ends, it's coming out from the root. So you really want to detoxify your scalp, and you want to use the herbs and use a diet to kill the bacteria and the fungal parasites, because yeast is also a parasite. It covers the body, it covers the gut, it covers the mouth, and which is all epithelial like skin. It's very soft. And that's the same thing up in your scalp. So there's really simple solutions, but they'll tell you that they're not. And you go to the doctor. I went to the doctor for years and got antibiotics and got creams that didn't work, and soaps and shampoos that dried me out. But one other thing that he has me doing is, like, after I exfoliate the face, it's got retinol. Some of the same formulas that I put in the 24K gold, and I'm glad that everybody loves the 24K gold. Some of it, but I don't always put the gold on at night, but I'll put the other anti-aging, antioxidants. Also, it's very good to exercise your chest, neck, and your face. You wanna do those things. So I guess people ask me for classes and stuff, and I guess that's because I feel it. Yeah, it's very soft. It's very smooth. Oh, too, I want to shout out my beautiful god baby, Wisdom. Now, I don't know why her mother lets her watch me. I'm like, why you let her watch me with my reckless mouth? But she watches me. The baby, she showed me a picture of the baby. And when I showed you the pictures on my Facebook the other day, the screenshots, the black and white one with the blue, and me smiling with the red, her and her mom took those, and she sent me one, but she didn't give me permission to put it out, where the baby is on the sofa under her blanket with me up on the big screen watching the reads. You have no business letting that baby watch her auntie talking reckless late at night. It's just like, she loves you. She loves to watch me. I said, okay, that's my baby. That's my new baby. So I asked her, could I shout her out? So I'm saying, hello, Wisdom. I love you. Hello, baby Wisdom. And you've got to cover your eyes and mouth when I get to the raw stuff. Because I realize some people let their children watch me. Oh, thank you, Asia. You tried the glycolic acid cream in the ear. Yeah, I used to have problems in the ear, too. Everything was just a mess. Hey, Shantae. But yeah, if you need another one along with the glycolic cream, now I have a soap and the anti-aging, and it's like my skin sucked it up, and I had only put it on like in 2 minutes. It sucked it up today. So earlier today, I said I'm going to put this treatment on before I go on camera, and I'm going to wash it off, because even though I'm in here in the light, I still put sunscreen on my skin, even though it's night, because sometimes inside light or the neon lights or the, what do you call those lights? I really don't buy them, with the swirly, cute looking lights, LED. Those are not good for the skin, not good for the immune system. You can look it up. You don't believe me. Okay. And you can contact me at ALEXYSSKTYLORVP@gmail.com. And I'll answer your questions, or in my inbox on Facebook, or put, comments on YouTube. But I don't know how to work. They change it so much. I don't know how to work the inbox on YouTube. Okay, anyway, I think I've gotten to it. And yes, I'm working on everybody's products the best I can. I make them from scratch. I don't have them laying around to make. So, excuse me, if you know you're going to be impatient, and I tell you that already before I make them, I got to make it. If you can't, don't buy from me. Please don't contact me, because I don't like. Thank you, Nikki Jeffries. Thank you for the donation. I love you. Thank you, Goddess. Thank you, everybody that loves me and sends me donations. Then I don't want people have to argue with and create drama. It's usually the women that do the drama. And also, I said I'm going to shout him out, and I'm going to say his name. He didn't say I can say his name. A couple of them. Thank you, young men. Thank you, young men. Mwah. You love me. The young men be hollering at me in my inbox. And they apologize. Yes, I take Cash App. If somebody, I don't know if they're there. Can somebody put my Cash App in the chat? The young men are not disrespectful. And before they make a comment, they already say, now, Alexis, before I say that, please, I'm not getting ready to disrespect you, but I want to say I think you're beautiful. I like that you're an older woman, that you take care of yourself. You have a lot of confidence. You keep your body up. And like I said, it looks like you have a clean... I said, yeah, I try. I'm trying. And he's like, yeah, you look clean. Your body looks clean. And I was like, I kind of know how you can see my kitty, or how you can sense that my kitty's clean. But thank you, because you said it looks like I keep it clean. So... Thank you. I'm glad there's still hope for me. I don't have to worry about if I'm going to find a boyfriend. And I don't have to worry about if I got to find some old gray-head nigga or some gray sugar daddy. I'm glad to know that the younger men still find me attractive. So in case I want a young boyfriend, then I don't have to worry about it. Because they let me know they looking. They let me know they like that country. They like the southern style. They like the southern cooking. And they said they want a woman. Yeah, the coochie blinking. It's iced out. Brr. It's so icy in this bitch. Yes. It's so iced out coochie. And y'all see me. Y'all want to go out and y'all want to be noticed. Ice your coochie down. Just... That's all you gotta do. Because the guys are gonna be looking down. Yeah. So they said they liked the cooking I put on the altar for Nipsey and my dad. I just put a really juicy, delicious cheeseburger that I helped eat. I had to back because I ate half of Biggie's cheeseburger. He didn't mind his french fries. And they liked the food. And a lot of the younger men said they're looking for a woman to cook for them. They don't want just the sexual part. They also want a woman, so I don't know what's wrong. I don't know if a lot of women don't like to cook these days. But they said they like the southern down-home meals. And it's getting cold. So, you know, a lot of these men like to stay warm in some good coochie fuck and have some good country food. You know what I'm saying? To keep them thick to their bone and keep them warm and shit. Nah, I don't know. I'm sure all y'all women, yeah, it's dripping. Brr, it's cold in here. Y'all so bad, y'all. They lazy. I think all the women I know how to cook. They like to cook for their men. So I don't. But this is what the men are telling me. Shit, I can't fuck all of them. Goddamn it. I just need one good one. I mean, goddamn. Don't line up for me, shit. You can't wait because I can't handle all that dick now. So I'm. No matter what the lies are told on me, I don't do that. I'm a one-woman man. I'm a one-man woman. I think I said that right. Yeah, messy crew. So I'm not dating at this point. I'm just getting me together. So I'm glad that men see it and appreciate it. It's like, God, I wish I could turn back time. I wish, you know, I could start all over and because I see so many beautiful young men today and have the options, but I can't. So all I can do is control how I look. Yes, drip, drip, ding, ding. Yeah, that's... Back broke with a younger man. I think if I date again, I always like older men, like a daddy thing. But as I'm healing now, I think I might consider dating someone not too young. But I think I probably would consider dating someone younger. Girl, I don't want my back broke all night. I don't want to get my hip dislocated. You know, I got to keep that shit together. So I don't want nobody with too high of a goddamn sex drive where I can't get no sleep. And be a private freak in the hotel suite. She did her thing. Hey, she did it just for me. Nipsey. That's, you heard it on Hotel Suite. Do a thing. Wake up out of her sleep. Make her body weak. It's a whole private freak. You know what I'm saying? I don't want to have to be coming up here, goddamn it, with a stick and shit and have my ace band on my hip, nigga, and knock my hip and shit out. Nah, I don't want to, goddamn. Drinking all them green drinks and shit. Yes, that icy, icy wop. You know what, let me stop fucking with y'all. Let me get to this goddamn ring. Now, see, I was asleep the other day. minding my business. My daddy comes in my room, wake me up, and said that he, I stopped that phrase. He gonna tell me he wants me to do a reading on Ronald Isley from the Isley brothers. You know, and I'm like, Daddy, why do you want me to do a reading from the Isley brothers? He's like, girl, don't question me. I said, okay. He's like, look, I got some things that I want you to say about Ronald Isley. And I'm like, why do I, out of all your children, you're going to come here, Daddy, and ask me to do some fuck shit like this? He's like, I want you to tell him, you know, that he said, I heard in the underworld, Ronald Isley is sick. And Ronald Isley might be headed this way. I said, what? He said, yeah. Ronald Isley got some health problems. I said, oh, God, Daddy, you want me to say that? He said, yes, he has problems with his liver, problems with his kidneys, problem with his heart and his circulation, like the arteries and the veins, clogged arteries and veins. Some of them need to be repaired or some of them are clogged. He said he had problems with his hip, said he fell or something and hurt a leg or an ankle. And I don't know if he's saying stroke, more than one stroke or something. And I was like, okay. He's like, and Ronald Isley didn't like me. And Ronald Isley was jealous of me. And me and Ronald got to fighting. And I had to jump on Ronald. And I was like, Daddy, you, that's why I asked. Because my daddy over here keeping up shit. And then he did it in September, like a week ago. Okay, if you look in history, around September 28th, I put on my page, 28, 29, my father left Atlanta. He was living in Atlanta with a woman that was like his wife, even though he wasn't divorced from the other lady, Harlene Harris. So he was living with a white lady down here, and she had 2 children by him. He was in love. She was in love. They were very happy. I'm trying to see, because I was going to show you all the picture of him with her and Elvis Presley. I'm saying, where, I think, gosh, I'm trying to see, where did I put it? Because I wanted to share it with you guys. He had to leave. Now, earlier in his career, this other lady, Harlene Harris, and other people around him, and people in the industry, got my father hooked on drugs. So he was, I think, doing cocaine. He had done heroin. He was a drinker. And when he got with the white lady, he got clean. She helped him to get clean. She's like, you're not going to be fucking all these bitches on me. I'm not going to be playing these games. You're not going to be lying to me. All this stuff you're doing. So my dad had slowed down. He had just went to the doctor and gotten a clean bill of health. Where the hell did I put the pictures? I wanted to show you guys. If I don't have it this time, I'm going to show you the next time, I promise, because I said I was going to have it out to show you. So he wasn't doing drugs when he left Atlanta in September, like 28th, 29th, 1975. He went to Cherry Hill, New Jersey with Dick Clark to practice making a comeback, and he was on the stage singing Lonely Teardrops, and he collapsed, and they said that he had a heart attack. Well, I'm telling you, he did not have a heart attack. He did not fall off the stage and hit his head, go into a coma. He fell backwards. He was poisoned. That story, and I thought that when I was a little girl, I thought that was true because nobody told me the difference. But I found out as I got older, and there's a book called Jackie Wilson, The Man, the Music, and the Mob. The Italian mob and the Jewish mob ran music. So they, at that time, and I'm going to let you speak to her as soon as we can get back together, the white lady's sister is a very good friend of mine. Thank you, LaTanya. Thank you so much for the donation. And she said that they begged my father not to go to do the comeback rehearsal. But she said that people were calling the house, playing on the phone, driving by the house, sitting outside of the house, watching my father. And he said that's the mob. They were following him and watching him. And she said her and her sister said, Jackie, please don't go. And she said when she remembered he was always a nice dresser and he looked so handsome and he was smiling and trying to be, confident about it and positive. He said, no, it's okay. I'm going to be back. And they said, Jackie, please don't go because we were afraid that if you go, you're not going to come back. And he said, I have to go because I signed the contract. And so I can't get out of the contract. They wouldn't let my father out of the contract. And he had also dealt with his record label. He trusted them to pay his taxes. They were on his money. And then he found out they did not pay his taxes because he had the IRS charged him with tax evasion. And he had lost one of his houses. Thank you, Trisha. Oh, I love you. Thank you. She gave me a nice donation to buy me something and get some more food for Nipsey, my father, and whatever spirit that come in here and want to chill and eat and hang out and say messy shit. Thank you so much. They were telling my father, this is what I heard through the grapevine. Some people are still afraid to speak on it because they said the people that killed my father are alive and they scared if they tell something's going to happen to them. They were telling my father he had like dinner with them, some of the mobsters and people that control the industry, and said, Jackie, if you forget about this, because there was getting ready to be a federal trial, the judge wanted to hear the cases, and he wanted the charges dropped to let the judge know I didn't evade my taxes. The record label took my money and didn't pay them. And they said, Jackie, if you just, don't go to the trial, you don't testify against us, and you let this go, we're going to give you a television show in Atlanta. We're going to do some other things for you. We're going to start over. If you just forget about it, he said, I want out of the contract. We're not letting you out of the contract. You know how it goes, blood in, blood out. They wouldn't let my father out of the contract. They want to keep him, his gifts, his looks, his style, his dance. He's just was basically the triple threat. I still have not seen anybody that is just like him, can match him in every way possible. We know that Michael Jackson, we know that Usher, we know that a lot of people pay homage to my father, Michael Jackson. I have so much respect for him. I love Michael. He was in here a couple of days ago, too, talking to me about his mom. Now, I don't know if y'all watched it. The video's up there. I think almost 2 years ago, I did a reading on Katherine Jackson. I said Katherine Jackson was being held hostage. She was being abused by some family members, and they wanted to get the money. She left Michael. Michael left her in control of the money, and throughout the months, I've mentioned, has anybody heard anything about Katherine? Is Katherine okay? I saw that she had a central nervous system disorder, wasn't walking, was in a wheelchair. Everybody was hush-hush about it, and then it finally came out, I think, last year or so, that she had been in a coma and she was sick, but you don't really see anything in the media. Just like I said that Joe Jackson was dying, Michael came down here, and it was during Michael's, anniversary last year, close also to his birthday. And he told me this was happening, and people were laughing and saying no. And because there was nothing in the media, and you see what happened. I said it before it happened, and they rushed him to hospice. Okay, he was saying this to me. He was worried about his mom, and now I'm hearing this again. The mom is sick. They want the money. So, I pay homage to Michael. He's been hanging around, and he's also always spoke highly of my father and how they cheated him. They end up being broken, sad, older, and sick because they don't give them insurance. They don't give them life insurance or medical insurance. They take all their money. They basically make them travel to make the money because they take the rest of it. And I read in one book, and it broke my heart, that even in the 60s, 50s and 60s, my father was performing. He had to deal with racism, Mississippi, Alabama, all these racist places where they would put guns on them, sometimes strip some of the singers, rob them, and there was nothing they could do because it was police. It was sheriffs. And my father rode with a gun. My daddy also was a boxer. He was a lightweight Golden Gloves boxer, so he really didn't play that shit. And some men, it was, people were telling me it was his concert he was in, and he was singing, and this guy was hollering from the audience, "Sing, pretty nigga." So he said, Don't call me no pretty nigga. I ain't with that gay shit. Don't call me no goddamn pretty nigga. Same pretty. He said, you got one more time to call me a pretty nigga, and it's gonna be some shit. He called my daddy, jumped off the stage and beat him in his mouth. And then the police jumped my daddy, pulled him off of him, and my daddy did not care. He went and reapplied his makeup. This hair got back on stage and started performing. So a lot of times people thought, or men thought, because he was a good-looking man, a pretty man, that they could talk to him any kind of way and do anything to him, and he didn't mind fighting. I even saw there were places where they would let him come in, but then they wouldn't let the black people come in, and he said, if you cannot, let the black people come and sit and watch me. And I'm not going to sing here. If all we can do is sing, but we can't sit here, we can't eat, and we can't watch entertainment. And my father would get things changed. He wasn't about himself. He was about equality and justice. It wasn't just about his own money. So I'm learning that by reading a book. And it was mob controlled. It was mafia. And he was a part of it. You have to take these secret oaths the same way it is today, the same way it was back then. So my father is telling me this, and when I looked at him and I said, I can't believe that you're doing this. And then I felt somebody beside him. I looked beside him. It is Nipsey. Nipsey will not look at me. He's looking over me. So you know how you look at somebody and they do this? And I said, you did this to him. You did this shit. Out of all these years, my father has never fucking been messy. He has never come in here and start no shit and say this about this person and tell this you can expose this nigga and that. You did this shit. You got him messy like you messy than a motherfucker for this shit. And he just wouldn't look at me and, yeah, well, you know, a man got to do what a man got to do. My daddy told me, look, leave him alone. Look, dude, what the fuck? I said, you keep up shit. Now you got him keeping up shit. I have never had this problem. Then I'm looking at him. He's like, dude, you. And he doing me like this. You know, we got to do what we got to do. So he not sitting there talking to my daddy. And then I'm seeing the younger ones, the bosses done got with my daddy and OGs and Sam Cooke. They over there talking, drinking liquor, eating goddamn rib and steak and collard green and shit, and playing card, they gambling and shit. Come over here and keep up shit and tell me to pass the goddamn. And so he done reeled my daddy up for the bullshit, for the fuck shit. And I'm just like, and he looked at, okay, I'm not being disrespectful. Let me get up. They want me up early in the morning, and Nip just standing up under my dad. It's you. Okay, so he wouldn't respond, wouldn't look at me. They up with it together. So they were playing spade, Russian roulette. They out in Vegas at the goddamn casino. Elvis Presley came over here. And my daddy is telling me, Ronald Isley, go both ways and get fucked all in the ass. That's why his hip dislocated. And I was like, not contagious. You're contagious. Oh, touch me, baby. Daddy, please don't say that about Contagious. Please don't say that about Mr. Big. This is Mr. Big. How you doing, Mr. Big? What the hell is going wrong? What you mean what going on? Kelly telling me that you're sleeping with another. Just because she see me with a doesn't mean we're sleeping with. Well, I said, Daddy, don't do that to Mr. Big. Daddy, don't do that to Mr. Big. I like that series with Mr. Big. He do it. I'm going to do it, but he said, don't question me. I'm not questioning me. But why you want to do that to Mr. Big, Daddy? Man. And he said, cause he messed with men. Said that when they was younger, he didn't like him, and my dad said he was fucking his wife. I said, Daddy, wait a minute. So Mr. Big was Ira Kelly when y'all was younger, and he fucked your wife? He said, yeah. And that boy ain't mine. Said that boy is Isley, Ronald Isley's son. I said, well, why? He talking about the one with Harleen. He said he was fucking his wife, Harleen. Thank you, Dwayne. The one that's, that jammed my daddy's body up. Because, see, the white lady was in love with my daddy. So when he fell on stage, after they had done put something in his food or drugged him. Yeah, man, I said, Daddy, don't break my heart about Mr. B. Come on, fuck him. He said, because he was jealous of me and he didn't like me any goddamn way. And we got to fighting. They said it was at the Apollo that he said Mr. Big came in and started bragging while my daddy was doing their hair and makeup, getting ready to go on, talking about he was fucking my daddy's wife. He said he might have fucked with both of them. Like the first wife And Harleen, she got one son supposed to be my daddy, and my daddy said he ain't here. Said that Ronald Isley was fucking her behind his back. I said, Daddy, this is, and then I'm looking at Nipsey like, this is all your fault. He ain't never said no fuck shit like this and put me dead. And then this keeps on looking above me, had a hat on like in a jacket, and I'm just looking at him. So messy, goddamn Leo. Now you got this Gemini messier than a motherfucker. But then again, he was messy when he was alive in the body. But you done resurrected this shit. And y'all over here going along. And I said, man, you want me to say that, Daddy? That Ronald Isley to me. And then somebody verified it, if I'm wrong. He came in my daddy's dressing room and started fucking with my daddy. And yeah, you know that's always my woman. That was gonna be my woman. And I'm messing with her too. And so my daddy didn't say nothing. He kept on putting this shit on his face and shit, getting ready for and he kept fucking with him, and then my daddy got up and then saying that turned around and beat him in his mouth. Look, man, I don't want to be the one to say this shit. And then I think they got on the floor, we knocked them down. He said, when he come over here, I'm gonna finish this. And then, yeah, spinning, doing the crip walking. And then I look behind Nipsey and some other artists over there, younger, so they done hooked up with the OG, and they back, and he backing my daddy in that bullshit, and I just kept looking at him while my daddy is saying this shit, and Nipsey keeps doing like this, and I said, oh, wow, Nip, and he said, yeah. And then my daddy keeps talking and said that him and Ronald got the fine. And then he tried to sabotage my daddy, and he knew they were going to set him up. So he said Ronald Isley did not like him. My daddy has never said, oh, that's showing they keeping up shit. They in here. I'm tired of, and now they done convinced my daddy with that to get in the fuck shit, man. And put me up to pass the fuck messages. I never dealt with Leos. I never dealt with a Leo man. I didn't know Leos was messy like that and like to keep shit going. And then my dad. Okay, that's why I put the cover of the Isley brothers on my Facebook page, because now and then, oh my God, that just reminded me, because he's saying it now. Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy, oh Tutti Frutti, Little Richard got in it, and then you make me feel mighty real. Sylvester. They done brought them out. Little Richard said that Ronald Isley fought with men's, and Sylvester, who lived in LA, or was it San Diego? Sylvester, them two came out, and Lil Richard said that he had been in a sex party. Them niggas was fucking him, and he's sucking dick. And then Sylvester said that he was servicing celebrities and entertainers that undercover fucks with men. Lil Richard and Sylvester, man, oh, shit. I forgot. I am Alexis K. Tyler. This is AKT Celebrity Reads. I am a psychic medium. I'm hearing these things in the spirit. This is all alleged. This is for entertainment purposes only. I am not saying I know this is a fact. I am hearing people come from the other side, and they're saying this to me in the spirit realm. Again, I am a medium. I'm a medium. Because I know people hate me and want to do all kind of things to me. And talking about they want to fly down from different states, or they want to drive up the expressway, and they want to have a play date with Drip. Because they don't like what the fuck I say. So, that's what I'm saying, you know, that I see this in the spirit. I am not saying I know that this is for real, but Sylvester came over here, and Lil Richard came over here and said that a lot of them niggas back then, including Mr. Biggs, was fucking boys, and said that Mr. Big was sucking dick and liked it young boys. My daddy is saying it, and so, Lord Jesus, I'm willing to take anything back I said. I'm just saying it in the spirit. I'm not, I'm not reading a Leah right now. I've already got on a Leah in the past. I'm not finna do all these people at one time. Especially with no goddamn donation, no goddamn Hot Pockets, and no damn nacho chip and Coca-Cola. So if you don't want to contribute anything, don't ask me to read this one and that one. I'm only catering to people who look out for me, who get my product, who give me donation. If you come over here and you ain't contributing to the campaign, I'm not going to do everything you ask me to do. And that's just what it goddamn is. Because I have these spirits over here that I have to cater to. They come in here. I don't know who told them. But every time they come over here, like regular other mediums and other psychics they talk to, they talk and say what they got to say to get the fuck on. They come over here. They want some liquor. They talking about damn who fucking who sucking dick. They want some goddamn Coca-Cola. They want some goddamn cheeseburger and shit. And I have to supply all that shit for them. I'm surprised the niggas ain't asked me for no goddamn Coke and Molly in this bitch. That might be next goddamn. So, you know, I have a budget. I have to keep a slush fund for these goddamn spirits that come over here and keep up shit. So, look, hey. Because I don't know who you tell me to ask to read somebody. Somebody done told them they come over here and they hanging out at the juke joint in this bitch. So, they get them some liquor, some ice beer, and iced tea and shit. And get them a soul food plate, some pig feet. They just any kind of thing they ask me. I can't just do this shit for free, goddammit. No. Because you see these fuckers come over here and have shit laid out they want. Goddamn, I play Spanish music, sing to everybody and shit. I don't know who coming next. Because I have to learn different languages, speak to their goddamn ass, and then have a multicultural cuisine in this bitch. See? And they don't do nobody else like that but me. And I don't know why. So, you know, Biggie cool. Because he didn't want what I gave Nipsey. He didn't want the barbecue chicken to me. I want a burger. You know, I want some liquor. I said, some brown. I want some brown liquor, and I said, you know what? Why don't I just put this shit together, nigga? Give you some. You want the Coca-Cola? He said, yeah, light ice. I said, okay, light ice, so you can shake it and sip on the shit. So he was sipping on the shit and rattling the ice and shit round. And no, I'll do the reading. I don't mind, but you got to, you know, this shit. Give something to get something. Goddammit. Now it's a whole bunch of readers ask them to do this shit. Shit, they'll do it for nothing, but I can't do that shit because they wails on me and put all kind of pressure on me in this bitch. They act like I might have to open me a goddamn restaurant, goddamn it, for the underworld motherfucker that passed through, as well as people done sent me message when I come to Atlanta, can I get a goddamn plate? Goddamn, that shit ain't free, goddamn it, chop motherfucker now. I can't wear these goddamn iced out pussy and iced out titty nipple and shit for free. He telling me, oh boy, and the shit is creepy because I said, why you ask me? And I asked Neil why he do it. And then as I got to digging down in it, the shit started running together. My daddy mentions the casinos in Las Vegas, performing at the clubs in Las Vegas, wanting to be investor in Las Vegas. My daddy was with Elvis Presley out in Las Vegas. And my daddy was out in Hollywood with Elvis Presley. They don't tell you about it. Yeah, psychic restaurant. I don't know why they do me like this. I did not expect this, that they were going to come in my damn life. And, I don't know why you can't comment. Somebody just tell me, say they can't comment. I don't know why people be doing it. Don't be me, because my page is public. I don't stop anybody from commenting. And he said he would be on the set with Elvis. And somebody told me that too. Elvis loved my father because he liked to copy that soul. Like when Elvis, the way Elvis sang and the way Elvis dyed his hair black, he tried to move and he wear the jumpsuits. My father wore those first. He got them from my father. Elvis and my father were so close and they were so cool. My father actually take Elvis to places to get the black leather jumpsuits, the white jumpsuit, because I put it on my Facebook page. My dad was at ABC, NBC performing a major show, and he had the white jumpsuit with the glitter. So I didn't know why until I got older and found out why I love jumpsuits so much with the ice on them. My daddy would wear those. And so he was copying my father and actually taking energy. I saw that he he paid some of my father's hospital bills. He didn't pay all of them, like somebody tried to say, but he paid some of them. They were very close. But then I'm trying to get into all of it, but I can't completely get into all of it because what he showed me in Vegas reminded me of what Nipsey said about Vegas. And remember the investments of the casino he wanted to buy that they, what is his name? His partner, David Gross, promised him he owned, and they cheated him out of it. Hey, Courtney. They cheated my father. They didn't give my father the opportunities. Just like with racism, they didn't let my father be in the movies. But Elvis had him on set, and he would coach him because my father liked the soul energy and the black people, the way they sang, and the soul and the movement. So he said that Elvis didn't treat him wrong. A lot of people say Elvis was racist. My father said Elvis didn't treat him like that. They were like brothers. They did a lot of things together, and he publicly took pictures. You can Google and see Elvis on a picture with my father. But then he said, he showed me this image, and I haven't gotten the complete details of it. They were in like this, like in the 50s, maybe 50s, early 60s. They were in one of these Cadillacs. It was a really pretty old model Cadillacs. My father, like he was in the front. It was a mobster driving. It was Italian driving, and it was an Italian in the back. Elvis was in the black back, and the Italian had a gun in the back of my father's seat. And like pointing towards my father, like my father was being extorted in some type of way. And you know what I was saying earlier, dealing with the racism and traveling in the clubs, it's in this book I have about my father that he was making like $5,000 a night, like in the 50s or maybe early 60s. And as soon as he got off stage, my father had to wire, my father's Jackie Wilson, he had to wire, thank you Hershey, wire all of that money he made to the record label that was also tied to mob. Thank you, Anna. And they took his money and he couldn't do anything about it. And this is also the white lady. She died after that because she was so heartbroken when my father left and he was supposed to come back in September 1975, and he collapsed on stage because they either poisoned the food or they gave him something after the food, and that's why he collapsed on stage. And when people that were there said that he didn't go forward and fall off the stage like the fake story and just had a heart attack out of nowhere, that's not true. He fell backwards, but he was still conscious, and he was saying, "I can't breathe." He kept whispering, "I can't breathe." He was not unconscious, but that started to make him go unconscious because he could not get air. He was still awake and he was saying it. When they took him out, but it was really like they wanted to just not kill him, but they wanted to scare him. And they wanted to teach him a lesson, like get in line, go along with it. We're not going to let you out. Forget about it. Don't go to feds. Don't testify in the federal case against us for tax evasion. Just let it die down, and we'll give you what you want. And my father wouldn't let it die down. He wanted out. He was tired of being used. He was tired of traveling, just working him, having to stay on drugs to get up, drugs to lay down. And then when they killed his son at 16 years old, supposed to be next door neighbors arguing about a girl. He was 16, went in the house, got a shotgun, and killed my father's son. I think Jackie Jr. My daddy got on coke really bad. It might have been it was in the 70s. And he felt, and I saw in blogs online, he felt that that was also retaliation because he wanted out of the game. He never got over. He went into a severe depression and started doing coke really hard. And when he got with the white lady, he was cleaning himself up, and he had the boy by her and a girl by her. I met Thor. He didn't like me at first. He was very angry to know that we had been in Atlanta all this time. My father had other children here, and my brother Bobby told him about me. And when he saw me, he went into this rage, and so I knew that he went into the rage because he could see his father in my face. And he said, "I'm not going to lie. You have a very strong resemblance to my pop. I believe you are my sister." And he gave me permission to sing to my father, our father, and use my father's image. So he got over it, and I told him I loved him. I didn't want to tell him. I saw it, and he came on my page after I did the first show, I think 2017, when I was singing Papa Can You Hear Me with the Red Dress. And I tagged him. I said, "It's okay," because he said, "You can use it as long as you don't defame our father, disrespect him in any kind of way." And then when he saw me singing Papa Can You Hear Me with the Red Dress, he thumbed it up, and I just said, "I love you, Thor." And I didn't want to say why. And like a few days later, the next week, he died in his sleep. I think it was actually October, the year before last. We're coming up on it. He just died. And I knew he would always cry and say he missed our father. He couldn't really move forward. He missed our father. He couldn't get over it. A lot of people still can't get over it. Like a lot of people can't get over Nipsey. So, because of the way it was done, just we knew and they knew the way it was done. He did not die naturally because, okay, when he went into the coma, because they wouldn't let him get up because he wouldn't comply, the black lady, Harlene Harris, was still legally married to him, but the white lady that was living here with him didn't know. So she started fighting to get my father's body to keep him from coming back to Atlanta with the white lady because he could have been rehabilitated at the time, and the white lady wanted to have him in Atlanta and give him therapy so he can get well. So as you can see, a lot of times this is not about race and white people hating black people and wanting to hurt them, because it wasn't her. The black lady said, oh, hell no. And the thing is, my father was not with the black lady, even though she wouldn't give him a divorce. He was down here, living with the white lady. He didn't want to be with the black one because he found out she was sleeping. There was a rumor she was sleeping with the record label owner who was jacking my father up and taking his money. And I'm wondering, I can't prove it, but that's the word. And plus, the record label owner took care of her until she died, was giving her money, last year, right before my daddy got his Hollywood Walk of Fame. She was supposed to speak at it and she died before she got there. And then I was told I'd be arrested if I come to the Hollywood Walk of Fame. So they invited everybody but me, and I think my brother Bobby wasn't allowed, and she didn't make it. But her son that my daddy said, if by Ronald Isley, Mr. Big, he was there, but I heard that he's sick too. Okay. As soon as she got custody over him in the courts, she took my father and put him in a nursing home, and my father was waking up very strong, and every time he tried to wake up and get up, they would beat him, they would drug him, and then were dropping him, and they broke his neck. I don't like to look at these, but you can look at this on YouTube. You can look at an old Barbara Walters interview with my father having him in a nursing home, and all those beautiful teeth he had are knocked out. They're gone. He's sitting up. His eyes are rolling all over the place. So, he has no control of his eyes. Central nervous system. His back is broken. His neck is broken. He basically is a vegetable. And that didn't happen from the collapsing on stage. That happened from being beaten, dropped, and abused on purpose and laid in his own waste. Okay. And they won't tell you that in public, but it is fact. People saw it, and people are afraid still to this day to come out and tell the truth. They think they're going to be killed if they tell the truth about what happened. But you can see on YouTube, there's a white lady that was a fan of my father. She snuck, basically they had no security for him, so anybody could come in there and do whatever they wanted, which is clearly what they wanted. She sat behind him and got somebody to film her. She was sitting behind my daddy, holding him up so people can see that he was not kept and he was abused. When the gatekeepers found out about it, and his wife that supposedly loved him so much, Harlene, the black one, they got a court order and put that white lady out of there and let him stay there. What she said somebody suffered from a stroke last week. Look, please put the link in the chat right now so that we can see it and we can verify it, because I feel really bad about saying this. I want to make sure I heard my dad correctly when he said that he is sick and he's not going to get well. And he also said he had taken a demonic oath to get fame and fortune and to be successful in the music industry. And it was at the sex party ritual. It was gay oaths and going with young boys. He said, and the demons they've come to collect on the debt. They are not going to renew the debt. They are not giving you any more time. My dad showed me the demon was behind Ronald Isley's heart. It was in the liver, the kidneys, and in the legs, and the central nervous system. He says some kind of disease process in his body is affecting the central nervous system, the ability to stand, to walk, already affecting the hip, like he's fallen or had a couple of strokes, allegedly. The medicine he's taking, he said, it's not going to heal him. He's not going to make a comeback. Okay, thank you. That was in 2004. Now, my dad's saying something's happening right now. Now, if you can look and see, he's on tour. He's doing concerts. Let me know. We'll just watch it. Of course, I'm a spiritual medium. This is entertainment purposes only. I'm saying what I'm seeing in the spirit. We'll watch it and see how it goes. He says it's time. The demons are around him. They are taking the life force out of his body to pay for the debt. They're going to consume the life, consume the soul to pay for the debt. My father also showed me there was this young boy. This was in California. Oh my God, the way these intersect. I'm going to tell you who else came up in a minute. There was a teenage boy that Ronald Isley was dating, and he came from a prominent family, a light-skinned, good-looking teenage boy, and his family had political power in LA, and he was seen, or somebody saw that he was in the car sucking this young boy off. The boy is not, I think he's physically alive now because I saw him and I asked, where are you? He took me to this graveyard, and then two other boys stood up, and one was brown skinned and said, and Sylvester said it too, that they started getting sick and coming down with HIV and other diseases from fucking these celebrities. They were passed around. Sylvester said there was a child prostitution ring, an undercover kitty ring that moved from Atlanta, New York, LA, even over in Africa. They mentioned like Sudan, like near the desert, like overseas, coming all the way around and hitting the U.S., and it was underground like a train track that did human sacrifices, boy rape, human sacrifice, organs. They're taking it out, the spirit cooking shit. This is not new, y'all. They said this has been going on, and Sylvester said he had a drug problem, and he said that, and you know, when he becomes she, that's different. A lot of them like the trannies. They like to know as a man, but it's also dressed as a woman. They had a he-she vibe. He said that's where he got it, dealing with white men and tricking out with black men and sleeping with these different celebrities and being with group sex. That was Sylvester said. And they had a whole prostitution ring. He said, oh, he just said, and politician. He said, white politician. He was sleeping with. The boys out there in the grave said he was messing with Ronald Isley, and Ronald threatened to kill him if he tell that he likes men's. You can look it up. Sylvester was a very famous singer, and he would go and do drag. Credible singer, and he had a pretty face, pretty man. He sung the song, You Make Me Feel Mighty Real. It's on YouTube. You can look at it and share it in the chat if you want to. Beautiful, man. Beautiful entertainer, and look beautiful as a woman, too. Really pretty woman when he dressed up. Said that Ronald Isley liked boys, and some of them boys came up sick and came up missing. 3 of them, the light-skinned one, and 2 other ones came up, stood up out their grave, got up out the ground, and started talking, and said it was a whole Hollywood celebrity network, and said it tied into R&B music, blues, jazz, and gospel, because Jane Cleveland, how much the gospel singer and gospel leader and preacher, Reverend James Cleveland, little boy booty busting James Cleveland, said that he was fucking boys with Ronald Isley, Mr. Big. Who else is tied to him? Ira Kelly. Because if you all didn't see my readings a year or so ago, James Cleveland also came up in Ira Kelly's reading and said he used to be in Chicago. And that Ira Kelly was young and good looking and fucking with them preachers. Them preachers will pay them young boys to suck their dick. And James Cleveland was known for paying pretty niggas to suck their dick. He left Chicago, but he was fucking boys in Chicago, and he went to LA and fucking them in the church and in the goddamn choir and teaching them how to suck dick and fucking little boys. And so R. Kelly had ran into him and other preachers up there that like to fuck little boys and rape them in the ass. And so James Cleveland, the demon, told me, King Bell, that he had made James Cleveland the king of gospel. He made R. Kelly, the king of R&B, the Pied Piper, the child molester, made him the king of R&B and told me he was dethroning R. Kelly last summer as the summer solstice come in. When he go to court, goddammit, he wasn't goddamn getting out. And if y'all go back and check it, it happened after I said the shit. He said that he had to dethrone James Cleveland, the king of gospel, because he had got out of control with fucking all them goddamn boys and got infected with HIV, and they wouldn't renew his time. The demons cashed his motherfucking player card in, man. James Cleveland stood up and said that now, if y'all can find evidence of it, or you can see that Mr. Big, hey, beautiful William McCray, hello, beautiful man. If y'all can find out, because I'm saying alleged, I haven't researched it yet, I'm just saying alleged, what my dad told me, said that James Cleveland knew Ronald Isley out in L.A., and they ran in the same circle, secretly messing with them goddamn boys, and people in the music industry high up were supplying boys. And yes, the demons walked around James Cleveland casket. They wouldn't renew it. And said now they in the process of not renewing Ronald Isley. Said that he took oath like that, and the entertainment industry was allowing this to take place. My daddy said Ronald Isley have to pay for these things that he have done. Now, I didn't think about that. I just know that when I was a little girl and I would look at Ronald Isley on them album, and Ronald Isley would scare me, because when I look in his face, he looked like a demon by the head. I thought he could sing and had a beautiful voice, but I love you back, William, and that he looked like a demon. Like if you look at Ronald Isley, you'll see what I'm talking about. And then I looked at it tonight, I said, oh my fucking God. If you look on them old album cover of the Isley, man, it's this nigga standing there with a hot red pantsuit on with a halter top, man, like he got some little titties with a knot tied in the middle. Man, everybody know what that mean when a nigga have a shirt come around and pull up a tie to a knot in the middle, man. Don't no real nigga wear no knot. They shirt tied in a knot, and it was way up his goddamn stomach with all his midriffs hanging out with some tight red ass pants with no draw, or like some bikini draw on, standing there Ronald Isley. And then this other pretty nigga, this light-skinned nigga, had his hair dyed honey blonde with some honey highlight round in him, with some light eyes, and his shirt off, built, man, with some gold high heel shoe or some cowboy boot with some tight gold and white pants. Man, y'all think I'm lying? Go look right now, goddammit. Put the link in the motherfucking chat, goddamn, for everybody to fucking see. Just like Lil Richard told me, Tutti Frutti, oh Rudy, Tutti Frutti, woo! That what Lil Richard said, he was fucking them pretty niggas, man. He said all them niggas that them bitches was longing for and thirsting for. He was fucking them and they was fucking him. I said they could suck. Lil Richard said he was going both ways. Lil Richard said he was a top and a goddamn bottom. And I was like, you see, I'm looking at Nipsey, you see what you have done, because my daddy have never revealed the secrets of the Baphomet unto you. And Biggie, you did this. And he doing me like this. He will not face me. And he up under my dad, and my daddy like that shit. Them young niggas done riled his motherfucking ass up. And I guess anybody would know it would be him. My daddy would know. Don't he have a tank top on? But it's really not a whole tank top. Look like it's an open top that he done modified and then cut the bottom off. Nigga standing up behind, running out with a big knot tied above his navel. You know what that mean? Man, you know what that mean. You gonna bend over out there on the park bench and open your ass. Bend down, touch your toes. Let me see your booty hole. That's what it meant. Now, ain't no real nigga. You know, that just only like bitches. You singing to the bitches, man, but you really want to attract the fine bitches so you can get them pretty niggas. You get them young niggas to come around. And I re-examined myself. Oh my God, I believe my daddy is right about this fuck shit. Because why would he have them up there on all them album covers? And then my daddy said one of the niggas in the Ronald Isley family, or I don't know if they was real, all of them was real brothers up there on the album cover, said that Ronald Isley had something to do with sacrificing one of his brothers to come back up because their career had went down. So I don't know if it went down in the 80s or 90s or something. It went down, and look it up to see if Ronald Isley brothers or somebody died. It was one or two of them, he said, came up missing, and he said that Ronald, wanted power or want to come back up. And so he had to do a human sacrifice, somebody close, and Ronald Isley brother. Something happened to him. Might have been two of them. One blood brother, he said, and then another one in the group. Something happened to him, because I don't know what all them men's is, the 90s. Yeah, and then who come up? Mr. Big, R. Kelly. He come up with that. Both of them, the one that played Jimi Hendrix. Okay, favorite song is Boy. I loved Atlantis because it reminded me of Atlanta. He said, I always come back to you. Yeah, but I'm telling you, when you listen to those songs, and if you look in Ronald Isley's face, look back when Ronald Isley was young, you can see that demon. And Ronald eyes in his face, he just always scared me when I was a little girl. Who else used to scare me? When I look in they goddamn face, that preacher Jim Jones of Jamestown that was also out there in California that took all them black folk over there and got honor and killed they goddamn ass with that Kool-Aid. When I looked at him, even though I can see, even I was little, I could pick up spirit when I was a little girl. They had him on the news, and Jim Jones had them black shade on their eyes. Real black. Where you couldn't see him. I couldn't see him. I could feel the evilness. And I remember my grandmother was combing my hair. She'd always watch the news for me to get ready to go to school in the morning. They seen all them people just laid out dead out there in Jamestown when they say that Jim Jones had took them from L.A. or Ronald Isley brother died. It was a sacrifice. But they said another man that was in there close to Ronald Isley, Ronald Isley was in them parties where they do them sex rituals and them Baphomet rituals, and he undercover liked it, them boys, and he dealt with women too, but then said that he was very abusive to women, and that he would use them, abuse them, and get their trust, and start being nice to them, and then start talking real nasty and dirty to them, and turn on them and leave them hanging. So he abused and mistreated and hurt a lot of women and will fuck around him. So he's very arrogant and got a nasty, slick ass mouth. He might have got a little physical with a couple of women. He's abused and used women, and that everything with him was excess and greed, narcissistic, very arrogant. Food, all kind of wrong food, bad diet, food in excess, liquor in excess, and said he had a drug habit. So I don't know if y'all can find out if Ronald Isley ever had a drug habit. And man, before I did this, I just looked back at, him and R. Kelly, goddamn deviant, perverted ass. They did shit together, because I think at one point when they was doing the video with that series of In the Closet and Keep It on the Down Low and all that, R. Kelly was dealing with a court thing with that little girl, and I think Ronald Isley, it really turned me off about him. Ronald, he mistreated Angela Winbush, not Angela, honey, but she probably ain't gonna tell. And, because she's real classy and private. He did it, and that when the first one fucked around on her. I don't know how many babies he got, but he always married women's half his goddamn age and shit. And you can look at his body, be up there, he had some badass clothes on, but his suit be too little. Button look like it be hollering on his jacket. Like it about to pop out and shit when he was in that series with R. Kelly. But then I think he sat up there in that coat and testified for R. Kelly with that 12 or 13-year-old girl and said they both consented and he shouldn't go to jail for that. That was a little child. And And he took up for him. I knew then that something had to be deviated and perverted about his ass, because they was doing shit together then. And doing dirty ass rituals to then for Ronald Isley to come back up. And man, you know, I went through changes about this, man, the past few days when my dad asked me to do that, you know what I'm saying, to goddamn ride out on goddamn Mr. Big, man. And goddamn pow on Mr. Big. You know, I just went back and I said, well, I guess I won't be looking at this too goddamn more. I won't look at him the same. I was looking at the, you know, the Contagious. What was that, Shantae Moore was his wife, and he's going to lead R. Kelly to watch over you. And, you know, I'm just saying, damn, you know, this was really nice. I still like the way they put it. You're contagious. And he said, I come back in the closet looking for that, because God knows ain't no telling what I'm gonna do. What I saw was another driver creature. And I said, damn, Mr. Big, I got to ride out on your goddamn ass, man, because my daddy done told me it's either you or my daddy, nigga. And you know I can't go against my daddy, man. Dump, dump, dump. As I get closer to the stairway, all I hear, and I'm like, damn. Did I hear my baby's voice in my ear scream? I said, I'm sorry, Mr. Big. I'm sorry, man. Oh, Lord. What the hell is going on between these sheets up in my home? Baby, wait, let me explain before you start to punch your can. Oh, ha! Oh, it's about to be R. Kelly stinking ass. Oh, it's about to be some shit. How can I end it? Shoulda never came on with this. You low down dirty woman. Where'd you coming from? But baby, wait my ass. Wait, you know, I'm just really reminiscing because of what I gotta do. I did, you know, I've been going through it. My dad said, look, I do what the fuck. Dad, I'm going to do it, but can I just get myself together? Can I just reminisce? Because I ain't going to feel the same after I do this. You know what I mean? Anyway. I love it. I remember so much. I love the way they did the musical play. Didn't y'all love that, Contagious? I love Contagious, and I love this wasn't the way. Y'all don't like Contagious? I had to do what my daddy say, and Nipsey still won't say nothing. He's doing this. Like, you know what I'm saying? I'm riding with the OG. I'm backing the OG up. And so he always fucking somebody, bitch. But I lied. You see, I know it. I loved it. And no. Wait a minute. I know you, brother, very well. And then no, with them braids in his fucking hair, that grease. No, you mistaken me from somebody else. Wait, shut up. Can't you see two men are Man, let me stop. I got to get over it. I got to get over it. Got to get over it, man. But I'm going to read some what he was saying. He said he dealt with homosexual prostitutes, and he was sick. He's sick. He's got debts, and that the demons are coming. Nay, why you holding your face? Nay. You know what? That remind me of something. When my son, I need to do something like that with vagina power. I love Shantae's voice. I think it was so beautiful. Way to put it together. my son had this girlfriend, and I had took him to her house one night, and it really turned me off. I did not want her to have no babies by my son. I did not want her to marry him or nothing like that, because I went in the house and she had 2 little children, a cute little boy and a little girl. And we go in the house, and she's really nice to me. And the little girl, she's probably like 2. They close to each other, like stare at each other, like 2, and one was 3 years old. And it turned me off because I seen the little girl. She had a pamper on at 2 years old, and she shouldn't have had a pamper on at 2 years old. To me, she should have been potty trained by then, or in the process of it, not wearing the pamper all the time. She should wear some cloth diapers, panties, to learn how to fucking use the bathroom. So she comes in, and I'm standing there observing this, and she gives, and they said, we hungry, and then her mother was there, and they told me, hey, Nene, and I was like, wait a minute, why are they calling her Nene? See, I know when you a hoe, when your children call you by your first goddamn name. And when it's a ghetto name, Nene, Tay, Baby, all that shit, instead of saying mommy, mama, that means they don't know your motherfucking ass. You are just like they sister. You just like one of the goddamn neighbors over there next door. They still call the street. Whenever they call you like their first name, is tapping her. I'm gonna take Chip, Nene. Take Chip. I'm gonna take Chip, Nene. Take Chip. And then it was they turned it on BET. I forgot what rapper was on there. And then she with that pamper and that little bitty dirty t-shirt with some strawberry Kool-Aid, had weights on it, with no shoes and no goddamn socks on, and start hunching with the TV. Had the tater chip bag and one of them cheap tater chip, like not no Lay's, it was them off-brand tater chip, digging in the bag with one hand, popping her ass with another hand, and holding the goddamn wrinkled up tater chip bag. It wasn't no new bag. And she talking about not this, Nene. I'm not talking about you, Nene. I'm just saying it brought back memories. And then she gave them one of that cheap bologna sandwich with that off-brand mayonnaise on it and some light bread or some Wonder Bread, and cut that and gave her a little piece of that. So she up there, Nene, take Chip, Nene, and eating with this shit and mayonnaise around her goddamn mouth and bread breaking off on the floor on the goddamn sandwich. And then a crowd of roaches came up there and round her foot eating the damn bread and tater chip that she wasted and had a little pool of cocoa. I said, you know what? I'm gone. I said, look, get your goddamn ass together. Tell my son, let's go, or I'm going to leave your ass here. I can't take. The roaches came out when the BET, when she started popping, and they felt the beat. And when the tater chip and the piece of bread and mayonnaise, I don't know if that was her buddy, because like she dropped it. That's what I'm saying. Courtney talking about too nasty for me. Man, I didn't even sit down. How you think I feel, Courtney? I'm standing in the living room and I'm watching this. A crowd of roaches. I guess that was their cue. Because, some people have roaches for their friend. That's why in certain people's house, I don't go to people's house. No, what you said, fuck her. I don't go to people. I leave my pocketbook in my goddamn car. Because I used to go over to the lady house and even some relative house. When you get company, the roaches get the cue. And they come round the goddamn corner and will huddle up on the wall or sit right there by you on the edge of the goddamn sofa and listen to what the fuck they say. They'll sit there and listen to you have a conversation. Because I done went through that before. Go over a bitch house. Them motherfuckers will ease down in your fucking pocketbook. Because I went over this lady house helping her move. And I'm getting in the car. Got her some of her stuff in the car. As I'm driving around the corner, a roach comes up from the damn vent and is sitting on the fucking windshield. And I'm trying to spray the water. See, this is a different thing from classy roaches and white people roaches and hood roaches, because hood roaches go through a lot of pain and trauma, police brutality, see their owners get shot and get their ass beat and have crack and shit be made in the kitchen and melt, and they can breathe it and the niggas don't fucking die. They multiply. So, hood roaches go through a lot of shit and they get real tough from that. So I'm swerving because I'm driving and I can't stop. As I'm swerving and turning on the windshield while the nigga doing this. This nigga's doing the Neo from the Matrix. I said, you see this shit? I can't get the fucking roach out here. I had to pull over and kill this bitch. Because it wouldn't fly off the windshield. I'm turning the blade on. The nigga jumps up and put it two hand with the little antlers, whatever the fuck they got to stick out. He holding on the goddamn windshield looking at me. Doing link. Oh, man. I'm sorry, y'all. I ain't got no. I got to stick to the reading. I'm sorry. See, and I went over how they was doing the roaches was doing the nay. They was doing the nay with the BET and shit. I started grabbing my pocketbook then, unzipping it, looking in it. I said, look, told my son, I'm gonna meet you outside. Cause they coming in here like they know when people come over here, and when they know the food, when they know that food come out, and she seen them. Like they was her little dog, her little pets and shit. She breaking off behind them, but she just stop that from putting that food down there in that car. She putting little pieces down there with the bread, with the little mayonnaise, and made sure it had some crumbled up tater chip. I said, ooh, don't bring these little motherfuckers to my goddamn house, because their mom is ignorant, the mom is nasty, and the mom don't take care of children. Because the grandmama's in there, and they act more like the grandmama is a goddamn mama over Nene. And I don't never, you come up here, you come on your fucking own. So I'm not saying that's you, Nene, but when I seen your name in there, Nene, and you said, hey, I don't know, it just brought back memory and traumatized me. I do not, if somebody got them book, I stop coming to their house. I know don't take my pocketbook, because they like you and they sit there, they start sniffing you and shit, and then they don't move. I've been in the projects, and you holler at them roaches, and you stomp your feet. Them fuckers do this. You talking? Spray them. The niggas stand there. Spray dripping off foot. The fucker don't even lay down. See, you don't want to deal with nobody that got them kind of goddamn roaches, and don't let that fucker get in your pocketbook, because they get to fucking. All it takes is two of them. They get to fucking round there on the cone and shit. Next thing you see these little black little things running around, and it's about 100 of them. See, that's why when I go, I don't go in hood places. I don't go in the ghetto no more with them, because they will sit there when they owner there. And then while y'all living and talking to fuckers, I mean, they not scary. Anyway, I'm sorry. I just had to share that little hood. It brought back memory when I seen Nene. Okay. It said debts accountable, debts accumulated, debts unpaid by Ronald Isley, demonic debts, many years of debt, Beelzebub, waste from his bowels, and dead males and young men in the graveyards. The one I told you I saw, and the one that I talked to, and wrote here about the light-skinned boy, and said his body is laying in the ground, and then one has turned like real dark and decrepit from that virus, from HIV. It turned his skin very dark. He said he was infected with the parasites and bacterial infections from having sex with older men in the entertainment industry, the music industry, the gospel industry. Then he mentions James Cleveland. And he said he was prostituting with grown men and political power behind his parents' back. His clients are wealthy, married gay men that go high up the food chain. They are public figures. They did Baphomet's ritual for political power, fame, and fortune, dealing with the child sex trafficking and passing laws to protect children, however secretly loving children. In public, acting like you don't like them, you're not with that, but then secretly you are involved with this high political level of powerful men, sex trafficking network with little boys, and while you are publicly acting like you are not with that, and so they like to do child sex snuff films where they are raping boys in the rectum and fisting boys. I'm talking about little boys in the rectum, to where they are tearing them open and just bleeding, and their guts are bursted open, and abusing them. And other grown men, wealthy men, are watching this, and underground black market groups of them, where they ejaculate on them and have sex with these boys. And dump them in trash cans and dumpsters where people don't know what happened to them, where they are, and even mention food, allegedly grinding them up and putting them in different meats, different fast foods, grinding them up as lunch meats and shit. Damn, the phone is going out. Somebody tell me what time it is. I'll try to stay with you a little bit longer. Grinding them up, using them. Tell me Eastern Standard Time, how much time that I got in this, and said that disposals, they have a special disposal for the elite to make sure that nobody ever knows their secrets or know what they're doing, or if a child is dying, come missing. They have people to come and cleaners, like a cleaner area with biohazard bag, biohazard services, and the corporations also sell these body parts and sell these organs, and so they have funeral homes, morticians, police cover up. He also said, look at the Franklin scandal in Nebraska and Johnny Gosh, along with the Atlanta child murders, and law enforcement are also a part of this system and protecting. Thank you. 245. Okay. Protecting the elite. And one of the men was a black man, a light-skinned black man, a part of the Republican Party. Lawrence King, the Nebraska scandal from the 1980s Republican convention. And you can see some young white boys, I don't know if they're still alive now, they were talking about this on YouTube a long time ago, but they hushed it up. They never got any justice, and they said they were at the White House during the Bush administration, and they all said they were lying and hushed them boys up, and that they're junkies, and they can't deal with what happened to them, and said that he was just talking about how his rectum was torn by these entertainers and these singers, and that's how he contracted HIV and open sores high up and deep in his rectum. And he mentioned Ronald Isley and James Cleveland, alcohol, cocaine, extreme perversion, sexual deviant. So Ronald Isley was very aggressive with oral and anal sex with boys, deep-throating boys. He's a top and a bottom, and he got a prostate problem. And he got problems walking right now in his ass, and then one in his hip leg. His hip bone. Yes, he said this is tied to Johnny Gosh. And because it's tied to politicians. And Lord Jesus, I don't want to repeat this. My dad is standing there firmly. He said, yeah, you need to know. He said, because this is going to come to an end. We're here in the underground. He has a problem. And a lot of people in the industry know it, but a lot of people in public don't. And said that he was very verbally, sexually, and physically abusive to women. Turns on them and abandons them, leaves them with nothing. And every woman he sleeps with, he leaves with a defiled Beelzebub spirit. Leaves a demon on them, but they have a lot of problems. And he steals their wealth from them and binds them with mental, emotional problems. A lot of them have physical illnesses and physical problems, because when he sleeps with them, he takes their birthright and their feminine wealth off of them for himself. So as he goes up and sustains himself, they go down. So he's had a lot of problems with money and spending and budgeting. Anna, oh, you heard something about Ronald Isley had problems with his kidneys. Child, please tell us if you can find it. Please put the link in. Because to educate me as well. And said that a group of boys rose up in the graveyard and said that James Cleveland and Ronald Isley left boys to die and full of infection, injuries, bowel, throat infections, gums and tears in the mouth, ejaculations in the boy's mouth, and he sucks dick. It's both of them suck dick real good, allegedly. It said a lot, and a lot of them boys didn't have money, were poor, and weren't able to get the right medical treatment, and nobody to look after them. And so they died while he thrived and got the help he needed. and says that Ronald Isley has a lot of internal medical problems, has been a victim of drug abuse, alcohol, bad food, and sex addictions, blood pressure problems, borderline diabetes. Inflammation in his body and his joints. He's saying, what they're saying in the underworld, he's not healthy. The singer Ronald Isley gets 3 years in prison. Was that like for taxes or something? You see anything too about the kidneys, please show it. During Friday's hearing, defense attorney Anthony Alexander argued that Isley should receive probation instead of prison because he has complications from a stroke and a recent bout with kidney cancer. Oh my God. Yeah, that's just what my father's saying. And he said that's why. He said he has spots. Ronald Isley has spots in his brain with the motor skills. He says eye problem. I don't know if he has cataract or cornea issue. Inflammation in the teeth, is said impacted gum, fungus and bacteria in the lungs, central nervous system disorder, one side of the body is not responding properly, skeletal system damage, bone, ankle, possible slip or fall, and damaged hip, has someone in his family and group sacrifice for power and fame and fortune, dealt with water spirits, and a golem follows him. Where the spirit was to follow him to give him wealth and prosperity and do what he says, now it's turned. And he has to pay for the human sacrifice, and the time has run out with the demon. The demon is actually draining the life out of Ronald Isley. Okay. That's all I'm going to say about that. And I need to get to this other one, so I'll probably come back because I don't have a lot of time. And I probably should have started with this one first. Nipsey. That is something, well, we're going to find out, Chanel, because maybe I could have misinterpreted this. But this is what my father said to me. And he's upset because he said that he helped to do him wrong, and he was messing with his wife or wives, possibly both of them. And he said that all them children, my dad said all them children that they said are his or not. And okay, let me tell you one thing I see with Nipsey that is very hard. Again, you know, this is alleged. Something about this court case. He is saying to me, remember when I said like the last reading last week about that property, they've taken almost all the money out of it and then trying to break it up and break his money up and break his companies up and put money in different companies and corporations, conglomerates, so you don't know where it is because they did the same thing to my father. And you'll still hear his music playing, and the people on top and the mob on top gets the big lump sum of my father's money. And then the children that got royalty rights, they give them a little bit. Somebody said, I don't know if it's true, that Cowboy just opened up a store selling Nipsey's products, Nipsey's painting, everything about Nipsey is in another location. It's not at the Marathon, which bothers me. If you love this man so much and you was about getting money when he was here and you were with him, why is the Marathon not open? Why is it being ran somewhere else? Why do these other people that were supposed to with him and love him have stores they set up somewhere else? So now supposedly Cowboy just got one, and somebody sent me a message that J-Rock, I think the bodyguard, said he has a case of the corona. So let me know what you all find out about that. And then another lady, somebody sent me a video of this lady. I like her videos on YouTube. Is it No Filter News and Talk? She did a video last week, said her and her family were vacationing in Vegas. And guess who she saw? One of Nipsey Hussle's partners, where this guy worked at Nipsey's store. And the day that he was assassinated, this guy took off. And she asked him, oh, I see you're in Vegas. You know, why did you not come to work the day Nipsey was shot? He didn't give her an answer. And I said they were in Vegas. I said they were regrouping in Vegas. If you could see the whole picture, because she wouldn't show his whole face, that really struck me. Why? Because I remember my readings last year, and when I did the reading Cowboy Point 1 and 2, and said that Cowboy was the lookout, and Cowboy was a Judas sheep, and he set Nipsey up. He knew that's what the gang wanted to do, and they lured him there, and he watched him be murdered, and then they repositioned him and set the stage up. He had blood all over him, and he took the fucking shirt off and helped to stage it. Then they called the police. I said that, and I said it was a young man with a low haircut, kind of brown skin, that like he was close to Nipsey, like family. He had keys. I saw another young man, I don't know if he's a relative of Nipsey's, what, he has keys to the store. And they are covering this, and he wasn't there. And when they sent me the video, I said, oh my God. Even though I could only see a piece of the face, I said, this looks like the young man that I said was in that store, that had something to do, that knew that Nipsey was going to be set up and ambushed that day and stayed home to make it look like they had nothing to do with it. Now, from what Nipsey's telling me, they are regrouping. And when I looked at these cards, it really bothered me because I started looking at the cards to see what I see. And I asked about Cowboy and how he's saying the new, what is it, the Bentley's his because he works hard and he hustles and he ain't worried about nobody stepping to him. And that's how he got the money from working hard. And when I asked about him, was he innocent and had nothing to do with Nipsey's murder, I got this. Death, the moon, those first ones. Death and the moon. Wow. I already know what that means. And there's female energy in this, female presence in this. And they celebrated doing this to this man. They had set this up to do this to this man. There was a new partnership and agreement to do this with this man. And they wanted to knock this man down. Cowboy is in this. From what this reading's saying, allegedly he's in it. To get rid of the old guard, you have to knock them down and murder them and bring the new one up. But it was OGs. It was older men, older gang members, leaders, OGs, and also from jail. People also knew this in jail before, and I've said this a long time ago, and it keeps coming up the same way. The older ones want to get the younger ones to kill Nipsey since he was younger, because as the old guard, immediately, right as the old guard is knocked down, what the system they felt needed to fall and be eradicated for a better organization and a better system to come along, knock down the system, knock down the king, and automatically have another one to raise up in place immediately as you knock him down. So that means the shit was set up. This is what they wanted to do. And once you knock this down, we're going to take this marathon, we're going to take this property, we're going to build something else in place that we feel is better for a new era and a new guard to come through, because Nipsey did not want to go along with the goddamn program. There was also women involved in this. Lovers. Either somebody Nipsey was fucking, he had a relationship with, or had been fucking and broke up with. As well as Cowboy, somebody he fucking and didn't want to get back with, or couldn't goddamn get along with, and he didn't want to go along with whatever proposition. They wanted to take more of his money and take everything from him and start over. And he comes up also as the hangman. And the Three of Swords, which shows him backstabbing, betrayal, and planning to backstab him. Cowboy was a part of the plan with some of, because he got out of jail, because Cowboy is an informant. Cowboy is being protected. And I also saw that Cowboy, I seen a girl, it's a woman that protects Cowboy and that be with Cowboy, but that spy on him and watch him and keep him in line. They got a partnership and agreement. She might be his lover sometimes, as well as other women that were involved in this that are not all sleeping with him, but somebody affiliated with Nipsey. And somebody, it looked like affiliated with Nipsey, or that was a lover of his, also knew about this and had an agreement
for this to go down and knew what was going to happen with Cowboy. They were spying on him. They were playing both ends to get the middle. They were working with LAPD, informing them, and they informing Nipsey, and then they go behind the Nipsey back, informing the OGs who were tired of Nipsey and wanted him to step down because he didn't want to be owned and controlled by them. He made his own money and was powerful, and they didn't like the way that it was going. So Cowboy's really like the Judas sheep. He's not smart enough and powerful enough to set up the hit, but he was one of the go-betweens and one of the lower soldiers that they look down on, that'll go along with anything and will do anything. Cowboy has a drug problem. Sometimes that man be high. I seen him standing up in the spirit, standing there, and then all of a sudden start nodding, standing up. And y'all can tell me what that is, because I never done drugs or really hung around no goddamn junkies, but I seen the nigga standing up talking at a counter, and then in mid-center and standing still straight up, all of a sudden the nigga started and didn't fall. The nigga's a professional junkie. That's what I seen. And I said, what the fuck did I just see? What the fuck I seen? The spirit showed me that he is addicted to some type of substance. It looked like 2 something. Maybe 2 or 3 in alcohol. Maybe, yeah, thank you, LaDonna, that goddamn heroin. And this girl I seen got a big old booty. A fat ass, thick leg, like she's brown skinned, like a chocolate, like, where I had different styles, or sometimes I have it in braids or ponytail, like braid styles. She be with him, watching him, and she's also a shooter. She kind of is like his muscle or back him up. She sell dope too. And she watch him while he be out there on the street selling. Y'all be surprised. Y'all think that man is by himself out there. He not, cause I seen him down there. Somebody else had seen him down there in the goddamn alley talking to them polices or them detective down there. They had him down. The nigga is an informer. Oh, I ain't see his teeth because I didn't really see him. But they got an agreement with him. And they letting this play out and pacifying him. And really what they doing, oh, Cowboy doing this, Cowboy got money. It's a distraction. Keep you looking at him and being mad. Oh, this motherfucker, I can't believe this, can't believe that. It's a distraction. For you to look at him while they looking at something else. And it's so fucked up because it makes me sad. Every time I look at this and every time I think about this, they had this man upside down and Nipsey knows it. And he keeps going out there looking, and he said, from what I can see right now, this has to play out. We don't like it, and we think it should be immediate justice and things can happen. But I'm telling you, he said that some of the files in court are missing, and that his mother needs to, it's a particular piece of paper he showed me down there at the DA that got some information on it that the mother was always suspected. And he said if she can get as many copies of what she can about his case and look through there, she'll see the paper that he is talking about, and that this trial is not going to get justice, and that Eric Holder's not the only shooter. He was put up to do it, but he's not the mastermind to do it, as we all think. The people were there. He say, when he looked through the file, let me see it, the file was kind of light. It was kind of empty. Papers was missing. Witnesses that they know who the witnesses are not going to be called. They are not going to testify to what they seen. Why? Because they don't want them to testify to what they seen. They don't want them in there. They really don't want to solve this case. They really don't want no justice for this goddamn case. There's a lot of things about this case they don't want you to know. They're not going to reveal. And if I'm seeing it correct, it looked like they know all the witnesses were involved. They know the plot and the conspiracy set up to do it. But some of these people, they are watching them, and they've already called some of them in. Some of them are in that 60s, rolling 60s. They are informers. They have secret indictments on them. They have questioned them and said, look, I know you were over there, and I know you at the shooting, and I know you know what happened to Nipsey, but I'm not going to lock you up and file charges. I'm going to let you go, and I want you to go over there and look at such and such. And I want you to check back in, and I'm going to give you some money every month and let you sell dope and let you be an informant and move from here to Vegas. Go back and forth with them and tell me everything that's going on with them. And I want this one and that one and that one. They gave me a particular one I want you to check on and be inside the organization and make your way through there. But they really not going to know that you work for us. I also seen that like they help some of them members get a bus ticket or help them get out of town and lay low, so that this cannot be solved, because that's not what they goddamn want. Then the Spirit was saying, and Nipsey was saying that, again, he keeps saying there's a federal investigation going on dealing with banks, fraud, money, credit card, wiretapping, wire fraud, extortion. And something else that they're looking at, and they are secretly issuing warrants. We just won't hear about it. We won't know. This is going on in the underworld. This is going on undercover. Y'all think all of them getting away, but they not. They are using them for other purposes. They really don't want to get them off the street and solve this like that. Justice will be done over time, but because we're in a system that this was started with an accumulation of people doing violent, negative things, it has to finish. Watch Cowboy. This is not what you're thinking. It might not happen when we go to jail and something happen that way. It's going to come around other ways with karma. Hi, Sheriff Prophet. Hi, beautiful girl. It's going to come around other ways. Let's just watch it. It's not going to happen quickly like they killed him quickly. This is not going to happen quickly like this. It's all part of a bigger plan that we don't know about, that the government is involved in. That's what he say. Oh boy. Now some of this, I can't break it all down tonight because it's like it was a sudden tower moment. They ambushed and rushed him suddenly to change his life. Oh, thank you, Pluto. It's just destruction coming now. And that's how they did him. Ambushed him and killed him real quick. And the lovers are here. And partnerships and agreements are here. I mean, there's a woman involved that was this man's lover. I hate to say that was Nipsey's lover. And it wasn't going well. I ain't gonna call no names. There was actually two women and two babies here. One of the females wanted to move away from this like she ain't got nothing to do with it. But one of the females won't tell you where she was the last 3 days of his life. I don't know, I think she was at a meeting with a teacher. A spiritual teacher. We the women's, we the healers, you know. Another thing that bothered me. Wait a minute, let me get to that. Let me say one more thing that kind of bothered me. Black Sam, Nipsey, and the contracts. And one of these contracts that Nipsey and Black Sam signed, that is still a problem. It was a problem for Nipsey, and it's a problem for Black Sam. But one thing Nipsey did say, he's very worried about his grandmother, and he wants her never to be alone. He wants a man to be in there to check up on her and to Yellow Donna and to protect her and make sure she has what she needs. He wants her heart checked on a regular basis, her circulation and her feet. And he said something about checking her toenails and checking her small pinky toe to make sure the color on the toenails is healthy, to make sure circulation to her legs, feet, and toenails. I don't know what that means. It might not mean anything, but he's saying he's concerned. Somebody's saying here very strong. He's concerned about her health, her toenails, and she sometimes it just doesn't want to be bothered. Wants to be alone and retreated because she can't get over what they did to her grandson. She misses him so much. He misses her. And he mentioned something about a phonograph or old record player that the grandmother had. The old-fashioned kind that I love, that you turn it on and then you put the vinyl. He showed me a vinyl record or vinyl album. He liked it. I don't know if she used to ever play songs for him on a record player or have a vinyl record that she could play. he wants her to play the record player, if she has the record player he likes, with the vinyl record or vinyl album. I don't know. I hope I'm interpreting this correctly. If she had that when he was growing up, he liked that style. He liked that music. He liked that era. He liked the food, all those things. And he misses her. He misses his mom, misses his whole family. He keeps saying, I love Black Sam. Tell Black Sam I love him. He's around them a lot. And he wants them to keep his name and keep his memory alive, which Black Sam is doing. And fighting and doing things on a political level. What he showed me, yeah, he wants her to still have her green juice and stuff, but she is very sad inside. She just might not show it. She might stay busy so you can't see it. He said, but he's always with her. And she needs to know that. And call his name, tell him she loves him, play whatever music he likes, cook whatever food he likes, aromas in the house he likes. He misses her. And he said, I'm there. And his mom. He speaks to his mom differently. I almost cried because he looked at his mom. He said, but I need you to help heal me, Mom. I need you to reach out and love me, Mom. Oh, really? Send me a picture of that, Tasha. I didn't know his daddy had a girlfriend. He wants his mom to love him, to apologize to him, to bond with him. That little boy wounded part of him still wants his mom. And he's like, this will help me heal so much, Mom, and move through this, because he mainly wants justice, but his heart is broken. He feels like the city let him down, and this whole city he loved and grew up around, they betrayed him and they killed him. He feels alone a lot of times, like the city really didn't love me like I thought they did, or like I loved them. Yeah, I feel him now. And he's so heartbroken. And he sees everything shifting, like they want to erase. He's so strong. I felt him like move his hand, or like he has standing here with like a blue windbreaker on. It is a little cool down here. I don't know if that's why, or. And when I looked at Black Sam, I saw a contract and I saw blood all over it. But it wasn't dry blood. Yes, we love you, Nipsey. He can feel it. And every time he wants me to pass a message, I will. I don't care how many years go by. He wants justice. He wants to stay strong and stay here to get justice for what was done to him. He understands very clearly. He's teaching me things. He's saying the court papers and they're empty. They deliberately deleted files, and they deleted people that they know are involved. Like they watched that shit and they wanted that shit to happen. His mother and them might need to consider, as time goes on, a lawsuit against police for wrongful death, because they allowed this, or the government won, because I'm seeing these two entities that knew it and knew it was coming up and watched it and had informants to tell them what was going on. I know I play him every day, and you know I always have something for him and talk to him and love him every day. When he showed me the contract, the liquid blood, it looked like the ocean in California, and the ocean in Africa, in Ethiopia. So I don't know if his brother's been there, if the people in Ethiopia show him love and support him and have altars for him and prayers for him and sending the ancestors to give him justice. The blood was moving like this, like big waves through the contract. So that tells me the contract that Nipsey and Sam have, I don't know which one this is, probably have to do with the record label and music, and the marathon is still active. And I said, Nipsey, so one of these you feel with you and your brother was a blood contract. He said, yeah, because it ties me and my brother's blood to this contract, and his brother still gets a percentage of something of his, or maybe the music or ownership or something, the store, his property, from that contract. So it's active. So that means they're still giving the brother some money. But it also feels like, because he said, my brother did not hurt me. My brother did not sacrifice me. He made that very clear. My brother didn't hurt me. My brother loves me. I love my brother. And he misses me. And he's heartbroken over this. And he's angry over this. He said, but they both were tied up with their blood in this contract. And they tricked them. They jammed them up. And Sam can't get out of the contract to pull away and they got him jammed, but he doesn't get everything his brother owns anymore. And I'm wondering, goddamn, he said it's tied to the marathon too. The contract with the marathon and the ownership of the marathon. And then he showed me Asian. And he showed me, I looked at the marathon and I saw all these black, look like tadpoles or sperm, moving, floating through the marathon with Asians. And I said, wait a minute, are you showing me that a black man is fucking an Asian person that had something to do with cheating you out of the marathon that was over there? He said yes. I don't know if this is his brother, Black Sam, or somebody was in the building, because he told me there was somebody Asian in that marathon working there in one of those offices the day he got shot that got on the fucking phone. When the shooting and when the violence against Nipsey started taking place, and that I know they said half, Nipsey said on the video, he didn't own the whole marathon. Half of it was owned by him and his family. The other half, so I guess the Asians own the other half. Something went on with them Asians and that contract and David Gross, because he was one of the owners. Some kind of way he either bought that out under them without goddamn telling them, and then had them in a position where they had to do a new contract with David Gross, and him and Black Sam possibly were not owners anymore, maybe restructured it over tenants or something. And it has also something to do with Black Sam. I don't know if that's his legal thing, jail thing, bond thing. And I try not to ask Nipsey about his brother, because he don't really tell me. He don't want to talk about his brother. And yes, the Asians involved with Vegas as well. And I think it's what I had said to you last year. It is Asian Mafia. That building, I don't think the owners are mob, but they got mob ties. And they have to do what they're told, whether they like it or not. I'm talking about it's heavy hitters are here. And just it's the same ones that run the music industry when my dad was here physically. And he said the same thing to Nipsey. Italian mob, Jewish mob. They run the casinos. They run Vegas. They run the music industry. And they control Atlantic. This is also tying to Atlantic, the railroad, the train, and the airplanes. Vegas and drugs and gambling and debt and paper debt. And that's what Biggie said that Puffy do. Have niggas jammed up in paper debt and jammed up in their asshole. And while I was talking to and child trafficking, like I told y'all, but Biggie told me, allegedly in the spirit, Puff also like little white boys and boys of different races, and then sacrifice them and go overseas and fuck them boys and sacrifice them boys and girl. And then soul is sold to the devil. Who is one of the devils, my daddy said, that's in reign and in power before they transfer power to bring on a new ship, a one end and a new begin. Just like Nipsey said, it's Clive. He's one of the old guards and the old gatekeeper. While I was talking to Biggie about it and said that Biggie, he said that Puffy didn't give him all his rights to his music. And I'm not sure from what he was saying to me, Puffy don't own the rights to all Biggie music. He said he sold the paper. He got the paper as debt, which means the ownership to a lot of them people album. Fuck them in they ass. Fuck them girls over. Steal they birthright off of them. So as he take their album, their music, Danny Kane and all them ain't really went no goddamn well. Take their birthright off of them. Do demonic curses on them. Get their album. Hold the rights to it. And then sell it or use it in extension for loan. And have paper debt. I don't know what that means. I'm trying to understand it. He said that a lot of the music and the masters and the publishing that he owned from them other singers, he don't own all of it outright because he take out loan against it on Wall Street, know they name, birth certificate, social security number, and do Moorish law and under maritime law, take their money in account that they don't even know they goddamn had. And said Puffy daddy is on him, telling him what to do. And follow him around. His dad, he used his daddy's spirit and pull on his daddy's spirit and his daddy energy to do shit. Puffy daddy dirty as heck. Says dad is still living and come to Puff and help Puffy do dirty shit. And then I'm trying to keep my mind on what Biggie say. Here come Prodigy again. Illuminati want my mind, soul, and my body. Hold up a $1 bill. And I said, Prodigy, look. I done told you in ODB 2 years ago, don't come here with that bullshit, because y'all talk too goddamn much. I be up all night talking to y'all motherfuckers. And he talking about, yeah. I said, so you choked on the egg? He said, the egg is symbolic of something else under the Catholic Church. He said, all roads lead to Rome. And then Biggie said that Puffy is under Rome, under the Pope. Boy, butt loving and butt plug all in the ass. And that Puffy got some type of health issue and his ass leaked. Oh, man. Allegedly, that's what they say in the spirit. He's addicted to drugs, liquor, boys, and high living. And Puffy got debts. He might seem like he don't. And that he under Clive Davis. And Clive Davis is under the Jesuit and under the Roman Church. Under the Catholic Church, and said the Council of 300, the Nicene Council, under the Maccabees. I think that's the book they deleted from the Bible. And that this was never ever, let me make it very clear to you, because Biggie made it clear to me. This was never ever about signing black people up to sing music, to get their rights, and to be rich and establish their own label. It was all based on gambling and paper debt. Getting people to sell their soul and do anything for money, fame, and fortune. And then always playing the dozen, playing Russian roulette. Jamming people up, enslaving them, make them travel, wear them out, singing and dancing, get them on dope, get their body wore out. Then they have no medical insurance, no life insurance. Get fucked up, turned out. And then when they decide they want to complain, or want to say they want out, they get jammed up, shot up, fucked up. All they shit took and die a pauper, and the family penance will get little bits and pennies and shit. And he said that's also the paper debt that they get on you and take your soul and take your birthright based on your social security number and your birth certificate. And Wall Street said they suck it all out and leave your ass with nothing. And said it's tied to casino and gambling debt and loan sharking too. And said it's part of the numbers running. And said that's when they took over the numbers running. Said they would, the Italians, mafia, control numbers in the hood. The blacks control it. Then they took it from them. Now this is what Big is saying to me. I'm just saying like, I mean, nigga, let me get you a hamburger and get you some liquor, goddamn, because you know this shit. Your big ass is smart. He said, yeah, and they telling my dad they all talking down there. And he's and he just like, oh, you know how he's stomach jiggling when he just laughing, sitting in their chair. And he say that when they took the numbers running from the blacks, they started letting them go collect that money and then holding them niggas up at gunpoint, stealing all that money from the numbers running. And then they took over the numbers running. You don't believe me? Go look it up. The numbers running in the hood was created by black people, and then this black man went to jail associated with it, and his family controlled it. He got to be friends with an Italian. They started doing the business together. He told them the numbers reckon how they were rich off of running numbers in the black community in New York and everywhere else. When he got out, the Italian man told his family they went and took it, and there was nothing that they could do. He gave the black man that told him about it money to go out of town. Then they went in the hoods and took it over, and now you see it's owned by the state now. The lotto and the Powerball, and people doing numbers on the side, they made it illegal and will lock their motherfucking black ass up. Biggie told me it's also tied into music, and they henchmen run the music industry, and they keep a nigga, anybody, basically white folks too, get them tied in a contract, which becomes paper debt. But they can take your debt, leverage your contract to get money and deals and shit for themselves, and then the paper they have a creditor. I mean, look, this is new to me, okay? This Biggie's telling me this. And that's why Puffy wanted all, because he can take people's rights, take their soul, and jam them up and own their publishing and use it as collateral on loan. And they hold the paper as a debt. And it's also on Wall Street. Then these insurance policies they have on them they don't know about. And so they make money hand over fist. Either way, they got your ass. Excuse me. Nipsey Hussle also told me something about insurance policies. There was an insurance policy probably the record label had. He had his own personal policy. And there might be one dealing with the real estate in the building. I got to find out how can I know about real estate law and how does that work. And do they have any type of insurance policies on real estate that you're buying or you're owning or whatever. Because he said there were several policies and somebody's still trying to get some money out of a policy. Somebody's in that family or close to them trying to get some more money out of his estate. Okay. That. Trying to little touch on everything. The Biggie was telling me so much. You're not going to believe this. I was down there in the underwear and when he was sitting there on his chair, he asked a lady to bring him something to drink, man. She looked just like Lil' Kim. Like the first Lil' Kim. They had the blue on, the blue puff shoe and the blue panties, bikini draw. I know you see me in the video. True. True with little C's. That one. She started walking. When she walked to him, when she come to daddy, she be slinking. She walking like she grinding on a big long dick. That's how she walk. I said, get it, little bitch. Get it now. God damn it, I need to work on that. Because when I get a nigga, I wanna slide and slink to him like a goddamn serpent, bitch. Hiss to the nigga. That's how she was walking to him. Had them same goddamn shoes on, sliding to the nigga. He said, come and bring me something. And I said, that Lil' Kim. I mean, that's the old Lil' Kim. He said, this my first wife. I said, you married to Lil' Kim? He said, this my first wife right here. I said, but what about the one up there? Because he said, I like my pussy chocolate and gushy and pink in the center. I said, oh, that you liked her like this. I like a Kim like this. Like when I first met her, you know, and pink in the center. I said, big. So what about, you don't like the new one up there? And how she bleached it out to look like Faith? He said, no. He said, that's her, but she's living in alternate universe. He said, that's a doppelganger. I said, so it's not a clone? He said, no, that's her. He said, but that's the other side of her. The side that the public made her feel, you know, niggas made her feel that she wasn't good enough for sex or trade. He said, I never felt that way about her. I love her. That's my first wife. I said, what about Faith? That's your wife too. He said that, you know the song, I only think of you on 2 occasions. He said, they for 2 occasions. He said, Kim was my one wife for my one occasion, and Faith was my other wife for another occasion. He said, I love her, but I love them different. And I had her to present her when, you know, the niggas, the homies, they like a certain look, and that's their fantasy, or what they feel like you should have, something lighter or brighter, whatever, they image or beauty. He said, but to me, Kim was always beautiful. I love her, so I have her here. But the other part of the doppelganger, which she feel like she needs to look like and feel more beautiful, she's still in the physical there, but Puffy bound her. She got a satanic oath on her. I seen a ball and chain hook on her foot. Say he bound her too and had her let them niggas ejaculate on her. Fuck them different niggas. Take the sexual oath. And he said, so she's still bound. He has some control over some of her stuff too. So I don't know if that's true. If Lil' Kim owned her right, the music. Or do Puff own some of that. He got her enslaved. So he said it didn't bother him. He said, but it bothered her. She wanted to change. He didn't ask him to lighten or do anything or get no surgery. I swear I seen the real one down there, man. The one that looked just like her at first was more sexier to him right now than the one up east side. I don't bother her. There's something that she got to work through. So it's two sides of her. I let her till she come back over here. He said Kim was his wife. That's his first spiritual wife. He said they had karma together. They had another life together. And this one I sink down there, the shit blew my mind. It looked just like her. He said that's the spiritual part of her, but also the bound part of her. But Buffy had her bound too. And she just, it ain't no other woman down there. It ain't no other man down there. He didn't try to hit on me. Nothing like that. I ain't try to hit on him because this fucker crazy. So we just talked. And she wait on him. His beckon call, she wait on him. And then just slide. I said, God damn, bitch. Sexy as hell with that goddamn. I'm talking about like she really riding. That's how that bitch walk, like she riding. I said, I like that goddamn shit. You know, because she just, okay, I seen that. What else he said? Prodigy, and I'm surprised I can't get to it right now because y'all hitting me with so goddamn much. He said that Jay was one of the gatekeepers and dirty as hell. Set folks up, kill folk, set them up to be killed, and said that he did something with a milk. I said, a meal. He said, a milk. What are you talking about? I said, look, nigga, I'm country, okay? I know y'all say a mill, the cute girl that could rap. The Emil, I think it's A-M-I-L. She used to be with him. And I don't know what happened, but he dropped Emil. So he said, Emil, no. I said, well, Emil, I know who you talking about. You just got to look over my country accent, nigga. I know you talking about Emil. And he's like, yeah, he did her dirty. And she know a lot of his secret. I said, yeah, but she didn't tell. She kept saying, and one time I seen her interview, she said, yeah, and Jay, I didn't tell your business. And I know it's another one said, I didn't tell. I don't know if Lil Foxy said, Lil Foxy Brown, I didn't tell. He said that they in it, and then ODB said that Puff had set niggas up to be sprayed and was selling dope down there, and said that Puffy did some dirty shit to him and set him up. I said, ODB, you know I miss you. And I love that song, y'all, on that powder in there in the studio. And how you went up there, ODB, and called your girlfriend or something at work and tried to climb the fence or open the lock and beat that lady ass at work. I said, oh, you know, you off the chain, ODB, but look, I don't want to hear this shit tonight. Y'all done kept me up all night. I'm tired. Y'all got me in here like this a goddamn cafe up here, deep frying, french fry, and cooking hamburger and shit, and collard and serving mixed drink and Coca-Cola and Kool-Aid and IT. ODB, I'm tired. I told y'all to come back another time, because this is too much that y'all ass is flooding me with, and they kept saying 3 names in different generations. Clyde, Andre Harrell, P. Diddy, and Jay. I'm not saying it. And so they went out there. They put hits out to take over a certain district, a certain region. And once he take it over and get these black people to trust him and the artists, he then make sure that they sign a contract that's not in their best interest. And now they got paper debt. The paper debt based on maritime law and international law. They then own them. They do demonic rituals, part of the brotherhood, own their soul, turn them over as a blood sacrifice up to the elite. Jay don't own all this stuff like he say, don't have all this money like he say. They put that out there. They control him. He's one of the gatekeepers and one of the runners. They give him his cut, and he has to continue to do what he doing to stay in power. That's why they had them there. But their time is kind of coming up. Time is not. Just like And I know Andre Harrell was a sissy. I know he was a messy sis. You can tell a closet queen, baby. And Christopher William, you know, I really wonder about Jaguar Wright saying that Christopher William was P. Diddy's bitch. Because Christopher William used to be so handsome and could sing. Very talented. And then you see Christopher William, hair missing at the top of his goddamn head like somebody done pulled it out. Looking bad and wore out on that shit. And you wonder why this man was doing, and you think they're making a lot of money, and then we know they didn't. And we wonder, I'm saying, what kind of demon? And when I look at, hey Mama Dar, when I look at Christopher William, look at his eyes, Chris William got a demon on him. A self-hate, self-destruct demon. And he made sure he blackballed that boy when that boy either didn't want to do that no more or something was happening to him. I mean, god damn. I said, that boy better get himself cleaned out. I believe they did Elder Boys like that. And they did Elder Boys' brother them like that. Because they said one of his brothers was out there selling pussy out there in Hollywood, walking up and down the street, getting fucked by men to feed his drug addiction. And then end up down in the hospital sick, full-blown AIDS. End up down, they turned them out on that fucking shit. And then they was already real abused at home by their daddy. So they put that demon in them, and they put that, yeah, Mama Dar's, Christopher William don't look right. He ain't singing no more, and Jaguar Wright said that Christopher William was sucking P. Diddy dick for them deal. And remember I had told y'all them spirits said that, and then I'm saying one more thing, I'm going to go. I might come back later and try to finish it. It's so deep I can't finish it all. All I can say is that I hope, I don't know these people, but I hope Samantha don't get mad at me what I'm about to say. I don't mean no harm, Samantha. I'm just going to tell you what your brother said. Allegedly, because I don't know. And I think I'm hearing this from the other side. They got Samantha jammed up. Just like they got her brother jammed up. She working and running that store and shit, but they done got her where she can't get out. And she can't talk. And I don't know who the brother is fucking with, but it's some Asians in this here. And got their property rights and interest in this real estate over at the Marathon and sold it. And some women's involved in that ownership too. And some women's is involved with Nipsey's assassination. Lord forgive me. I'm not trying to start nothing. And if I'm wrong and she can prove I'm wrong, I will apologize and take it back, because I didn't want to say this publicly and I've been holding this for a minute. What he told me is that Puma, baby mama. Okay, let me start right here. Samantha already is young and got a lot of issues and might not have always got along with her mama and shit. So Samantha already hurting inside and conflicted, trying to find herself, her identity, and want the limelight and attention that her brother was getting. But I don't know if she has the same talents of her brother, or rap, or whatever, okay? The brother didn't really want her in that shit, but she wanted to be in the shit. It's a lady. It was a lady in Nipsey and them house around Puma, and the baby, I don't know if she was a sitter or a friend of theirs or something. She know their business and saw the messy shit going on in the goddamn house. Puma is two-faced it. Two-faced it, real slick and real sneaky, slick. Run her mouth across her dick real fast. Run it across it, because she used sex as a weapon and a tool to get what the fuck she want to manipulate and control somebody. It looked like at one point Samantha would come over there at Nipsey and them house and be there. And I think Nipsey was gone a lot from traveling and working, so he wasn't always with Puma baby mama. And his sister, something to really know her. Because people tried to warn him about her at first, that she was a pass around. And he didn't believe it. He thought they was hating on him. And then he found out later on they was right. They wasn't jealous of her. they was trying to warn his ass. It looked like to me, what he trying to tell me. Puma, baby mama, was trying to seduce Samantha and eat her in the ass. Eat cat. And like they want to be lovers. Behind the brother back. To get information on how Nipsey moved and get her to help her set her goddamn brother up. Give her a cut and negotiate some kind of deal against her brother. I'm not saying she did it, but I'm saying the girl young, got emotional issues, and she was trying to do that to the girl. And to help her set her brother up, allegedly, is what I'm saying. I think I'm hearing in the spirit. Because Nipsey can correct me right now. And if I go through tonight and I feel like it's wrong, I'm going to come back and say, but this is alleged, this is for entertainment purpose, this is spiritual reading. Would mess with that girl. And lure her and promise her money and opportunities and shit if she would turn on her brother and help set her brother up. Then I hear some gang members talking about Nipsey's sister. And these are not his gang, not all of them. I hear some of the gang members in the 60s talking about Samantha. And I hear some of the gang members in other groups talking about Samantha. And I don't want to say this, but it looked like Nipsey got into a argument with his sister. Yes, Mama Doris. And they got heated to the point where he cussed his sister out. And she cussing him. They going back and forth, want to whoop each other ass. And this was like, you know, I'm not finna let you do that to me. And, oh boy. Like it was anger and resentment there toward her brother. And Puma wanted to use it to help her do her brother in exchange for money, fame, and fortune. You can be here. You can have what he got. Is you help me do this. Do this to him. You don't have to worry about that no more. Lord have mercy. I'm sorry, Samantha. If you hear about this, I'm not trying to hurt you. And I could be wrong. Looked like, I don't know if they was drinking together. She wanted Samantha to drink with her. Or they also getting high together. Because she looked up to Puma. I think she pretty and admire her. Famous. Older than her. She's flattered by her. Looking up to her allegedly. This is what I'm getting. And she wanted to mold and use her. That's what her and her teacher doing. Lure her into some shit and get what they want. And then when they finish, they're going to leave her. Throw her in the trash. Ball up, throw her like they did me. Except she more flexible than, I didn't get that far. I'm not flexible like that. To be no punk bitch and you like a slave. I was never born a slave. I'm a leader. I'm an alpha bitch. And I didn't know that. But I knew enough not to get caught up and give them my shit. But I really know now that I wasn't born for that. But they know that girl is like a baby. Samantha's like a hurt baby and got issues with her mama that she need to fix with her mama. So she used it because Puma mama, baby mama is very manipulative and taught how to get what she want being cunning and charming and using sex as a weapon, and then use that little boy, cause Samantha loved that little boy and don't want to lose contact with that little boy. This is bothering Nipsey because this is how he feels, and this is what he sees. And I remember when this first happened to him, and I did, yes, but still, it's not going the way they wanted to, though. They were supposed to have been cleaned up, tied up, and raped and robbed him, and still want the rest of his money. Or I see them in Vegas, too, thinking some of his stuff might be in a bank out there, a safe deposit box, trying to get the rest of his shit, but he didn't leave it to her. She don't have no access to it, or no codes, or no bank account. Puma don't. Samantha don't neither. But I don't think Samantha really want to do that to her brother. But they want her to help him, and it's looking like on the outside they all together and happy, but they not. They fighting like a motherfucker. I'm telling you, they fighting like a motherfucker inside of there. I want to use Samantha to do a brother in and take what is shit, and then leave her fucked up. She might starting to figure out now. I don't want to say this, but he told me to say it. I have to do what the nigga say. Just trying to do it in a nice goddamn way. I remember the first day this happened to him, and the girl had come to me like 5 days before and said, "You're going to do the breeding." The spirit said, "You're going to do." I said, "Yeah, but not everything you motherfucking asking me though." So when it happened, I did it that day, and he had been staying here with me. He said, "Come here." I never said this to y'all public, but I'm going to say it. He said, "Get dressed, I'm going to take you somewhere." I said, "Okay." We went in the Astro, and he went to where Puma was living, staying. For some reason, the house looked white, or white walls, or some light color, some trees, or yard nearby, grass nearby, and sit trees on one side, a little brook or stream or something, and the inside the house, like it was white or wooden floor or something. He said, "They physically killed me." He said, "I know we had some problem. We went together, and I was an asshole." He was really willing to blame himself for what didn't go right. He said, "But they didn't get rid of me. I can still walk. I can still talk. I can still see you." He was literally trying to reconcile and blame himself for everything that happened because he didn't know. And she was looking like, if it's not a physical dick, I don't want it. I don't want this type of relationship. I don't know what that house looks like, but she must have been in between there and another one that he had been to because he knew how to get there. And we went a couple of times. He was trying to talk to her, and he said, "Go with me." I don't know why he wanted me to go with him, because I could already see, even in the Astro, she really didn't like me. I don't know how she knew, but she didn't care for me, which makes me wonder. And he said to me, he's seen my Vagina Power show. He knew who I was, and I knew him. I'd seen him. And he was trying to talk to her. He said, "Hi, can't you see me?" And she was with some women's and some men's drinking and partying. This was within 2 weeks of him being assassinated. Every time he took me with him to her, she was not laying in the bed, depressed, grieving, crying, not being able to live without him. I've held this since last year because I wanted to see and watch everything go on. And I said, "Do you still feel that way?" He says, "Yes." He's still saying the same thing. He was amazed because he said, "Why is she not missing me? And why can she not love me in every form? She doesn't accept me if I'm not in a physical form with a physical dick. She's not interested in that. She liked having sex with men. And she wasn't waiting on him." Then it's the funeral thing that really bothered me, because the way she was acting and talking and with the shades on, and the way she read the text from January that he said, you can't own me, you can experience me. I know that when a man is in love with you, he does not text you something like that. If y'all happen, y'all together, he will not say something like that. Because when a man loves you and he loves you unconditionally, in love with you, he surrenders to you unconditionally. Whatever he got, his body and everything, he want to give it all to you, and you give it back to him. So tell me it's a problem they wasn't together. And instead of you reading it, the funeral was April 10th, April 11th. Instead of you reading something fresh, you go back to January. And then from what they were saying, correct me if I'm wrong, he signed the agreement with David Gross with his brother in January and then was shot dead in March. 2 months later, and then you're reading a text where y'all clearly wasn't getting along. I mean, as a grown woman, that's how it looked to me, for you, a nigga, to say something like that to you. If a nigga I'm fucking and we supposed to be in love and life partner, if the nigga say that to me, Houston, we got a problem. And you know what really hurt me that I didn't say nothing about? I'm going to say it now. Last year, Nipsey had a birthday, and her and Samantha was in what is the blue Lambo. They riding around, giggling and laughing, and she's showing it, stunned, letting you see the car as if it was hers, but you could tell it wasn't her, because when she got out, her legs were too short to reach down, or she had to adjust the seat or something. They almost cried, and they just riding and giggling and laughing. It broke my heart. Because I said, it's like, look at me. Look at my toys and my trinkets and my rewards for my job. I could be wrong. That's how it felt to me. Like, look at my price. I don't give a fuck about him. I just give a fuck about the things and what I've earned. He, ha, ha, ha. And you're in this man's car riding, and you're drunk, and you're showing off what you got, and I know it wasn't yours. I started feeling like something was real wrong. And he says he's at the funeral. His funeral. He was trying to talk to her then. And remember, I think she might have been telling the truth when she was up there and she said, Ermias, ooh, I can feel you. I can feel you all around me. I can feel you on me, Ermias. I said, have mercy. He's trying to talk to her. I don't have a problem admitting, saying, I've been holding this. And yeah, she was very angry at the funeral, didn't want to be bothered. I'm going to say this and I'm going to fucking go, man. He tried to talk to her at the funeral. He say she was talking to one of the niggas at the funeral that was involved in killing this man. And she say, I knew that y'all was going to set him up and rob him. I was going to get my cut, but I didn't know y'all were going to kill him. I didn't know y'all were going to do that and go that far. Lord, forgive me. Allegedly. I never said to you, and I'm not saying that, I never said she shot him. I never said that. And I never will, because she didn't. But you know. It's been almost 2 years later. And when I look at these cards, when I look at everybody involved, I looked at Grandpa, these same fucking cards come up for all of them. Grandpa is a scary, insecure junkie. Terrified. He wanted to be so close to Nipsey, but for some reason, something happened between him and Nipsey didn't want to fuck with him. And Nipsey started to pull away from Grandpa. He knew. Yes, Mama Dar, she knew that they were going to set him up, but it was just supposed to be to get the money. She knew. Puma, baby mama. I'm saying allegedly from what I'm seeing in the spirit. This is a spiritual reading. This is all alleged for all entertainment purposes only. Cross Mama knew that they were going to set that man up. She just want to cut. He saw she wasn't in love with him. Because at first he said, come go with me. He didn't know, but she was brushing him off. He saw her. He said, damn, I ain't even in the ground. My body ain't even in the ground. She over here fucking another nigga. And when he took me with him, I don't know why he wanted to go with him, because it irritated her. When she knew he was down here, having me to do his readings, it irritated her. And now, I ain't going to say why, but I know why. Y'all know why. Because you've already seen some of the key players around her that fucked me. It was fucked up, nasty talk about me and lies told on me. I know now he told me. I ain't going to get all into it on camera and shit, but I know. Like his song said, just know that I know. Just know that you know that I know that you know. Know that I know. So he's saying, watch this. I'm going with him. Every time he takes me with him, she got bitches around, nigga around, and I'm telling you, some of the niggas allegedly that I saw in the spirit, she was talking to him and fucking one of them that she knew set that man up. It's all about money to her. Recognition, fame, and fortune, and coming up off the kill of the great Lion of Judah. I asked this man, he was very strict because he knew they were going to do it like his mama said she know. Now all of a sudden, they got these stores and he keeps showing me the same thing around her and around them so-called, some of them all money in, and some of them niggas that's in the 60s, they are selling dope. They are using dope. Vices, sex addiction, drug addiction, prostitution. Around all of them, it's a heavy sex vice and drug vice and obsession. She's still obsessed with this man and getting everything she can get and drain his accounts. They are not making all this money from records. They selling dope. Selling it and got sex addictions, drug addictions. She could be also taking something to keep herself calm and to cope with the guilt. And to cope with this not going her way. All this has not, man, this shit, I really like I see it. I tried to, be lighthearted and joke around at the beginning because, where Hershey, you just said something that popped into my mind. You said a damn shame, but a damn Adam. And that one is Nipsey's brothers, a damn Adam. I'll keep it to myself. Samantha need to be careful. I'm not trying to make her mad. I'm not trying to insult her. That's why I did not say it in a way. I'm not trying to start nothing. But I have to do what her brother tell me. The brothers say that Samantha was manipulated and pulled in by Puma. Because she already had some pain and some family issues and some weaknesses, and she played on her, and for some reason I keep seeing them too with alcohol and drugs. And she want to use Samantha and try to seduce her sexually behind her brother back. That's what he say. And he noticed it and didn't say nothing, but he's noticed something when he come home. I don't know if she, like I say, I know she was living there or visiting her, Jesus. I don't want to say this, but I hear gang members saying some of them don't like Samantha. Because they say that she cannot be trusted. Some of these gang members that don't like Nipsey, and I'm not saying they 60s. I'm not sure it's them or it's rival gangs. They said they don't like her. And that she was messing with them. I don't know if she had an affair with a rival gang member or. And they said something about is it a little boy or she have a little boy. Something about the little boy. If she got a little boy, or did she was pregnant with a little boy. They said something in the spirit about Samantha and her little boy. She got a little boy. Something emotional about the little boy. If Samantha has a little boy, something off. She got a little boy. I don't know how old the little boy, but there's some shit circling around her about that little boy and the daddy. And they talking about her and say Samantha ain't nothing but a goddamn hoe. It's not me saying it. It's what I hear on the street. Hoe, she ain't no good. There's something about some money. I don't know, it says she owe him some money. She's supposed to pay him some money. They got a debt out because of something that happened between her and a gang member on the other side. Not a 60s. That's supposed to be a lover. Or a previous lover. And they don't. Lord have mercy. Samantha need to be careful. Or write whatever this is. Stay away. Because she's got enemies. She's got gang enemies who want to tax her. As well as internal forces that are taxing her. There are government regulations she has to meet. But there are also other regulations. When they did this to her brother and jammed up his assets and separated the assets, she has to meet them, and it's like they are forcing her to work. Either blackmailing or forcing her to work. Run the businesses, and she doesn't get all that money. It's like, in a way, she's bound by these lies and these secrets. And these older women have something to do with this. And man, this is some government, and this is some mafia style shit. And the gang also is regulated by the mobs. Do you see why I asked my father, don't make me do this? And they're the same ones that had him tied up and told my father when he was in Vegas and he was riding near the desert and they wanted to drop him off. And Elvis also had something to do with this. And Elvis was programmed and he was also military. He said, I saw Ace of Spades and Snake Eyes dealing with the casinos in Vegas. And my daddy said they told him he threw snake eyes. When you throw snake eyes, you throw 2 dice and they land up with 1 white dot and 1 white dot, and both of them that they call snake eye, 2 eyes. My dad's time was up because he didn't want to play and be pimped and a slave no more. He threw snake eyes in Vegas. And that meant the mob was going in, and they also control music. If you don't pay whatever debt they make up and say you owe, and if you don't want to deal with it, they will send the jackals out. They have a high level on the executive level of jackals, and they have the low levels, which would be the street gangs. And also tied to police and informants and government, mayor's office. He showed me the mayor's office. He showed me City Hall. They knew that they wanted that property, and Nipsey didn't want to go along with it, and he got in the way, and he was a problem because of the way they wanted to do it. They felt like they could make more without Nipsey than with him. It was all conspiring together to get rid of. He said they've been doing this for years. He looked in the files now and showed me the files and said that people he thought was cool with him and business owners down in that way, they name were on the list where they had called and said we could get rid of him. Not the Asian owner there. Other ones around, they didn't want him there. They've been wanting that land for years. Now he can read the file. He showed me. And he wanted his mama to look at the goddamn file. And said that they sick Puma on him. And then she started looking for people to get close to find out what he like, what he don't like, how to really get into him, set his ass. Allegedly, I don't like to say this because, they already want to put their hand on me and do all kind of violent things to me. For what I say. Yes, Mama Doris. Samantha can't walk away. And she can't talk. And it's very powerful Asian factions that are tied into this. And I see a couple of Asian women that was fucking them niggas. Fucking them gang members. Oh, one more thing and I'm going to go. When I told you, I seen them black tadpoles. That could be two things. Niggas fucking Asian bitches up there that was setting them up and informing. As well as tadpoles. Y'all out there in California, if y'all eating anywhere or swimming anywhere where it's some goddamn frogs that come from China or Asia, stay the fuck up out of there and don't eat no frog leg and shit. Because he showed me. Not all Asian, I have no problem with interracial dating. I'm not saying all Asian women that fuck niggas is setting them up because they not. I'm saying the ones are tied to the marathon. Okay? Some of it, I don't know if Sam got him my Asian. I don't know what the lady looked like. They keep talking about Sam dated Asian women. I don't know. For some reason, I keep seeing doing business and around them. It has something to do with that marathon and spying and wanting to also do business and own that marathon or pieces of it because of what's coming in the future. But they also showed me a frog. A Asian frog that people eats out there in California and that be in the water. I seen it. Sometimes it be underground in the water, not in the ocean. Like around lakes or wherever them frogs hang at. And they like the frog legs on this particular species of frog that Asian like to eat. That frog out there in California, that frog got some type of fungus, some type of infection on it. So it could also be showing me about these. I see two Asian women took fucking two niggas. That ain't no good, that spine, setting them up, going back, trying to put their music out, put their business out and stuff. Music, I ain't mean to say music. They must be tied to that industry and spine and dealing with the gang. Also, I believe it could also be one about that frog. So if y'all out there in LA or anywhere else can look at the species of frogs in California, and I also see it around, these frogs hang out around runoff water. I don't know, from the rain or running off from a stream. Or I don't know if they be out near the sewer in certain area with water. I see this frog. I don't know how many species of them in LA. But you can find it. And see right now is some of them frogs that out there are known right now to carry some type of bacteria, a fungus, a virus. Those things are going to make people sick. And it's something dealing with military. And it's near the water. And military operations under the water. And Nipsey keeps taking me underground at the marathon. But people are telling me that the underground tunnels in cities is closed up. I keep seeing it and somebody died or somebody was put down there as well as on top. And he showed me a street with a basketball court up. And on the one side, or maybe more than one side of the basketball court, is a chain link fence that go up high. And there's some houses around it where them gang members be meeting. And that will mean around the time they did that to him. That's not too far from there. Said COVID-19 from us Afro people, ma'am. Trump said China virus. Yeah, but I'm telling you something out there. Them fraud got that damn virus, man. In California. You can be able to probably look it up. It'll be public information. I don't know what agency deal with animals and wildlife or food people eat that would also tell you the statistics of which frog is sick or is one sick right now. It's an Asian frog or Chinese frog that people eat them. They might not eat the whole body. That frog got that viral, man. That frog got that ninja. He needs some medicine. Look. I know y'all can laugh and put the laugh emoji and kiki up there all the fuck you wanna. I'm not taking back what the fuck I said. I'm telling you, Nipsey showed me that damn frog and them tadpole. When they come, as well as niggas skeeting and beating with a Chinese bitch. I don't. Till they setting the nigga up and they spying on the nigga. That's alright. Laugh, goddammit. But the next time you go out there and think about you some frog leg and rice, remember what the fuck I said. Your ass get jammed up in there coughing with that damn ventilator down your goddamn throat. Don't contact me for no reading here. Cause I tried to tell your motherfucking ass. That frog got that shit. And in his leg. And down there, it be in them when the tadpole. Keep laughing. Just keep throwing the laughing emoji up. Keep laughing here. Kiss my ass. And keep laughing. Just don't fuck up and have them frog leg hopping around and then lay it on your plate with some of that steam fried rice. Now, look it up out there. Don't believe me. I already tell you don't believe me. Check on California. See, is there any frog right now out there that got that shit? So they come out with them tadpole that's in them and the water they in when they tadpole and they was swimming around the marathon. Or they must have did some fucking up there in that marathon, man. And right the whole, like in that building. Angela, I don't know, baby. All I know is, I'm not saying all of them doing it, but I'm telling you, because I even hear a lot of black people talking they eat them frog leg and shit and them crawdads and whatever the fuck them is with that shell on there, that damn seasoned salt and shit. And fried frog leg and shit with some hut puppet and shrimp and rib tip. Look. Don't say I didn't try to warn. Just keep laughing. They keep putting the laughing emoji up there. See. Them crawfishes and shit. So I'm going go. It says a big pet shop. Walking distance from the marathon. They got some frogs in there. Okay, I'm going to try to find it too. But anybody out in California, please tell me if there's any particular frog. But they do have them in now, you know how people eat them too out there. And the Asians eat them. And that's what he showed me. So I'm obligated to tell you what he said. So I'm going to see what somebody tells me that's out there and find it, because I was looking at it the other day, and there is a species out there that carries a particular infection. But you don't have to believe me. That's why I asked you to check for yourself. Call whatever area, fish, wildlife, whatever they know, and to tell you what the statistics on them. Excuse me, you probably look this stuff up online. But yeah, it's after 4. I didn't realize I could see the clock up there. So I'm not even sleepy, but I'm going to go because I know I need more rest. And thank y'all for joining me and donating and supporting me. And I wait for my business partner. She's very good to me, but she has a job as well, so I don't really pressure her. She can ship at her convenience because she has a job during the day and she weaves my stuff in. So she said, I know she sent out some stuff like a week or so ago, and people let me know they got it and they love it, and thank you. And she'll be sending out some enough stuff, some more things that I gave her, packed them, just the boxes, in the next week. So she'll just let me know, and she'll send me the name, addresses, and the tracking numbers. So I appreciate having her to help me, because I don't know what I would do without her, because I don't drive, I can't get out, I don't ship my stuff anymore. I have somebody to work with me, and I don't sleep much, so I don't trust myself driving anyway, with not really having a lot of rest, and many times being out of the body. So, but I'm doing readings right now. I actually have some I have to finish. So people want readings. I'm making products. I just have to go at my own pace. I'm not taking so many right now that I'm backed up, and people get an attitude about it because I can't work as fast as you want me to and just put anything together. So you can contact me if you're interested, in readings, any products, and I'm going to show it to you soon because it's too late tonight. I'm going to make it tomorrow for the new reconstructor for damaged, bleached hair and relaxed hair. Okay. Oh boy. I can imagine the response I'm going to get from this when I upload it, but again, I am a psychic medium. So what I am saying, I'm not saying it for a fact is true. I'm saying I'm hearing this on the other side from people that have been physically killed and are still speaking, still seeing, still hearing, still knowing, still investigating, because this man wants justice. And I don't know what's going to happen. My phone went out. But I'm going to do what I can, as long as he wants me to put out information to help him make that happen. So I'm glad that you all are interested still, and you want to know, and you want to help, and you love him, and you have your altars up for him, and you put his drinks and his food up, and we're keeping the interest going. We're watching the case. We're watching LA. We're watching all the so-called people that love him and claim they're keeping his name alive. We're watching that. We're watching everybody and trying to do what we can, because unfortunately we can only do so much since they're not really putting a lot of coverage on this. They're not putting this on all the television stations. Now, they put his death all over television and put his funeral worldwide to pull all the energy and the sadness from the people. But you notice now that the hearing is going on, they claim they're trying to get rid. I don't know if they're going to have a jury trial or what's going on here. You notice they're very hush-hush about the trial. They're not televising that on all of the stations, because they basically wanted to use the energy to steal from him, to the sadness and the hurt of the people. There's a lot of power in pain and wounded energy, stealing the energy of the victim, sucking, vampiring the energy to use it to channel and to feed, to take the paper money, the debt that was created on the other side, and taking the person's birthright and their soul to make a lot of money off of it. And when Biggie was telling me that, it was so clear. It was so evident. He was saying to me stuff. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, all this stuff is on the stock market and on the black market. People have money taken from them and their accounts that they don't even know that they have through Moorish science and Moorish law. And he's still jammed up, and Puffy still hasn't done the right thing by him and his mother, allegedly, and giving her the money and his rights. That makes me wonder, does Puffy own Biggie's whole catalog by himself? Or has he leveraged or taken loans out or sold portions, or does he own it with someone else? Do you see what I'm saying? I can't prove what I'm saying right now unless somebody can help me find it, but I think this is what I heard Biggie say from the other side. And he said this is done to people all the time. And whenever they want to get out, or when they start figuring it out, or they want to renegotiate, they lose. Something happens to them. They become strung out. They get hit. They wake up dead. One of their children. He's like, the game is designed. It's like Russian roulette. It's a gamble, but they tell you it's solid. He said, but it's never solid. You know how you play that game where you see people on the street, they had shells or the cup, and they switch them around. They tell you to pick which one got the ball up under it, and you lift it, and I'm going to give you a certain amount of money. And they switch them. It's like the hand is always quicker than the eye. So you think you see it, and then you lift up the cup, and the ball's not there, and you lose your money. They said that's just what this is, a trick pony show. And then, you know, when you look at the death card, what do you see? The white horse. Death riding the white horse. You remember that? Death riding the white horse. You remember where you saw that horse with Nipsey? Remember who you saw on the horse? That was what, one of the last pictures, promotional pictures that he took. Standing beside the white horse, riding the horse. And this is also something I'm seeing on the other side. These people in entertainment that wear white, that represents the illuminated one. Death. They use that to suck energy, not black. They always do the opposite. But anyway, I'm going to go. Because I've talked a lot, took a lot of your time. And I thank you for loving me, supporting me, appreciating me, and watching the readings, AKT celebrity readings, Nipsey Hussle readings. And my father had a hell of a lot of stuff to put in this, because he has in common what the younger artists it happened to. It's the same story. And they're putting this together. I never thought that I would see my father talking to the younger artists, and the story is the goddamn same. It's just a different time. It's a different era, but the story is the same. Yeah, we gotta get educated. You can't keep blaming everyone else for doing something to you if you refuse to stick together and you refuse to get educated. And at least if you're gonna go in there, I'm not saying not go in there. I'm not saying not to go in the industry. But you at least need to know what you're doing. And you need to know your contracts and have lawyers to look over them and know what you want and what you don't want. And if it's not in the contract, then you don't need to get the contract. And if they're not willing to change it, then these are people you don't need to deal with anyway. And I've learned that the hard way. And there are plenty of deals. There are things I've walked away from. I wanted it really bad, but when I saw the way the contract would look, I was going to get fucked. I would have been famous, but I would have been broke. I just really don't talk about, you know, a lot of things that I could have gotten into, major things. But the way the contract was written, again, I would have been a household name, famous, and broke. That's why do you think you see a lot of these people filing for bankruptcy or driving an Uber and shit? But they famous. You think fame means money. Not in their world. They'll give it to you for a certain amount of time, but the end always is the same. You're going to give it back. The demon will come collect. You might have some. Your family might have something. But not all of your stuff. Because when somebody owns your voice, they own your face, they're actually owning a part of your soul. Your voice comes from your soul. And when you leave the body, the voice is no longer there. It's just the voice box that holds the vibration and the energy to produce a certain frequency. You see, when I was playing around and doing your contagious, and I hit the real high note, that won't stay in the body when I leave the body. Those are frequencies and vibrations that you bring here. Even though I was playing around, I could still do it. But this is all of us. This is just like a costume. So you need to learn. That's why I'm learning as much as I can. And that's why I'm so honored by Nipsey, my father, and all the spirits that come here. Because I don't know what's on the other side and where I'm going and how I'm going and who I'm talking to and why I'm talking to them and how this shit goes. Because you're going to still be alive. When the body is up, you're not going just to Jesus and the holy gates and the streets of gold or going to meet the devil. No, there are different places you can go, depending on your frequency and your experience here. I want to know. I want to get it right before I leave so I'll know where to go. And I'll know how to handle myself and I know where I don't want to goddamn go. This is all a fucking joke. When they tell you, oh, it's only going to be 2 places that you go, 1 or 2 places that you go, or that you're not dead, and you're just dead, you're not alive until Jesus blows the trumpet and wake your ass up for the second coming. And if you're talking to a spirit, that's not the soul and the spirit of Nipsey of her father. She's talking to demons. No, I talk to demons. But I know what the difference is. I know which one's a demon, and I know which one's not, and I know what they say and what they don't fucking say. But I'm telling you, this world is so confusing because there's so many parts to it. And so many things I don't know. I don't care if you don't want to know. I do. That's why I do this every fucking day and do this all the time to become more aware, more educated, and a better person. Because I realize one thing that a lot of people do not want to fucking realize. I'm just a traveler passing through. That's it. I'm just passing through. Whether you like it or not, we only have a certain amount of time to use this space and to use this body as the person I identify as Alexis K. Tyler. It's only a certain amount of time I can occupy the space. And how I occupy it is up to me and will determine what I do when I get out of it, of the space. Everybody's only occupying space for a certain amount of time, whether you want to accept that shit or not. So I'm going to go. I love you all. And thank you for loving me and being here and supporting me. And I'll talk back to you soon because I know that you all are asking me. I don't know if I'm going to do this for part 2, but about Naya Rivera and her sister with that light bulb ass head baby daddy, honey. So we got to see what is going on with that because I detected a little shade with Naya Rivera's sister and that ugly snowball head ass baby daddy, honey. So we're going to get into that in a few goddamn days. Let me give me some rest and go back in here and eat me some goddamn soul food and shit and take a shot of liquor and goddamn lay down.